It is Saturday night in Victoria, BC, a beautiful evening on the marina. We're here for the Canadian Junior Curling Nationals. The shots he loves to play, boy did he deliver there, and make this go away. And she's a national champion.
And Alberta will make it a perfect weekend. BC will pick up the Canadian Junior Women's Championship. Manitoba's Matt Dunstan coming off his own, and he'll get it for the win. What a shot. Wonderful shooting by the reigning Canadian champion, Braden Albert. Alberta. They got another Canadian Junior Women's Championship.
The drought is over for Nova Scotia. They're on top of the podium once again. Dunstone does it again. It was clinical.
You did it, buddy.
It is Saturday night in the BC capital. That building constructed in the late 1800s. Our building all week long, the Archie Browning Sports Center here in Victoria. Coming inside the building, glad you're watching our coverage on TSN. Brian Mutrick, Steph LeDrew, our second semifinal of the evening. This is the biggest event that Curling Canada puts on each and every year. 2017 started the quest for a gold medal. Coming into today, just 6 remain. And in this semifinal on the men's side, we got a great provincial battle.
Yeah, it really is a testament to the depth of curling in Ontario, and it's a good old rivalry, too. Ontario versus Northern Ontario, and it's going to be really fun to find out who comes out on top.
Two very confident young skips going head-to-head, and keep in mind, Manitoba has won 4 consecutive national titles on the men's side. Not to be this time around. As we show you the breakdown, there's 2 pools, top 4 from each pool qualifies to that championship round, and you can see just 13 teams on the men's side because UConn not putting in a team this year. So the top 8 move on. Your championship pool breaks down like this. Tyler Tardy, best all week long. He advances directly to Sunday's final because of that record. Second place, Northern Ontario and Tanner Horgan. However, we needed a tiebreaker between Matthew Hall and JT Ryan. It all came down to an extra end. There's a look at the skip from Ontario, Matthew Hall. Final stone to come here first, though, from JT Ryan without hammer here in 11. Needs this thing to curl in and slow down, and it will slide too far. And with that, Matthew Hall didn't have to fire his final stone, and frustration for the young Manitoba skip, as they will not make the championship weekend. 8-7 your final score, and that means Team Ontario moves on to this semifinal game as they take on Northern Ontario. Winner moving on to take on BC Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and whoever represents Canada will go to South Korea for the Worlds. On the men's side, Ontario hasn't won a national title since 2010. Matthew Hall comes in with tons of confidence, and it's nice to see considering this young skip has never skipped at this level on the stage.
They're a very confident team, though. They have a really obvious swagger about them, and that can hurt a team, but this team has been able to turn it into something really good, and it works very well for them on the ice.
A lot of heart on that team, too, and Joey and David Hart, the son of Richie Hart, who won a Brier title as well. As for Northern Ontario, Tanner Horgan was oh so close last year, made the gold medal game and lost. He said having a TV game really helped him this time around, and he gets another TV game, and hopefully he gets 2.
Yeah, he's no stranger to the big game, and in fact, in terms of demeanor, you're going to see something very different from Team Ontario. Team Northern Ontario is very methodical in their approach, and they have a slow and steady approach to winning their games.
Northern Ontario, without a national title on the men's side since 1996. They will try and change that starting tonight. It is the semifinal here on TSN. Northern Ontario, Ontario. First Rock, next from Victoria.
The 2017 Canadian Juniors, brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. Purex, 90 years of pure comfort. The 2017 Canadian Juniors, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. By World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. And by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
Our second semifinal on TSN, it is a battle of Ontario. Sudbury versus Kitchener. Time to meet the teams, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Hi, I'm Matthew Hall, skip of Team Ontario. Our lead is David Hart. Our second is Joey Hart. Our vice is Jeff Wanless, and we curl out of the Westmount Golf and Country Club in Kitchener, Ontario.
Hi, I'm Tanner Horgan, skip of Team Northern Ontario. At lead, Maxim Blais. Second, Nick Bissonnette. Third, Jacob Horgan, and we curl out of the Coppercliff Curling Club in Sudbury, Ontario.
Tanner Horgan skipping in his 4th consecutive national championship for Northern Ontario. Because of his record, he gets the hammer, also throwing the yellow stones, so that means Team Ontario throwing the red stones will kick things off, and it's one of the Hart brothers throwing the lead stones. That would be David Hart for this team out of Kitchener. A couple rookies on this Ontario team. Matthew Hall skipping for the very first time. He was here last year for Ontario, but he played as a second for Doug Key, and now he is skipping this team, and all eyes on both these skips here on semifinal Saturday.
Hit line's perfect. Wait only, wait only, wait only, wait only.
Let die, let die.
So that's it.
Sit.
Great start, David.
Maxime Blais leads stones for Team Northern Ontario, and much like we saw earlier today, Steph, in the women's semifinal, a pretty open first end.
Yeah, they'll take a minute, an end or two to settle in and check on the ice conditions and see if there's anything different about playing on this sheet with no games beside us. That can really affect things in the way the ice curls and how fast or slow it is. So having not been here before, especially for Team Ontario, in terms of the lonely game on the ice and the big crowd and the TV lights, they're going to want to take a minute to get a handle on draw weight and figure it out.
Gotta go.
And you talked about the TV game and the big stage and Saturday night semifinal, maybe a little bit of early nerves there for the young lead, David Hart.
Line's good, boys.
Wait, should be there.
Three, fits in. I'd like even them up.
We're pretty tight.
Okay, well then, wolf it's out. Make a decision.
We're just three. Tight three.
Easy.
Gotta sit.
Okay, that's good then. Jake's in if you can. No, line's good. That's good.
Good shot, Max.
Good throw.
Here's the rules of play for this year's Junior Championship weekend. 10 ends, 38 minutes. That's thinking time. You get 2 90-second timeouts as well, where your coach can come out and lend a hand.
Whoa. Clean. Dave. Good. So.
It's nice for Team Ontario to have a second opportunity at that same hit, just to see if it was something that the ice is doing or whether it was just the player's release. It's nice to make it the second time, and now you have a good idea of what to do in that spot to make that shot. Shake off the first miss. You're not in trouble yet.
It's pretty good. Yep. Oh.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yep. Heavy control.
Yep. Line's good. Close. Max. Yep. Get a bit of a roll.
Good shot.
Steph, I'm not sure if we keep records of this. I'm sure there's one out there, but it's pretty rare for a junior curler to curl in his first Brier before he gets to curl in a junior national championship, and Joey Hart got to do that.
Yeah, I went along with his dad to the Brier as an alternate, and that experience alone, even if you're not on the ice playing game to game, just getting a feel for having all eyes on you and all that goes along with the national championship, all the things you have to do, the extra things off the ice, the autograph sessions, all that stuff, that really lends to an experience. And even though he hasn't been here, you can almost say that he has, because it is a very similar experience. You could argue even more pressure as a player at the Brier.
Yep. Yep. Same weight. Okay, looks pretty good. It's all good. Lean. Wall. Lean, it's coming over. Curl a little bit.
Same. Good shot, Nick.
Oh, nervous there. A little light.
Steph, last year, Northern Ontario just lost one game en route to that final. A few more stumbles this time around, but they've made it to the semifinal game. What do you want to see from them?
Their keys are going to be using the back end's ability to close for sure. The Horgan brothers have been the best third and skip all week, and they're going to be able to close out ends really well. And they need to draw from that experience on the tour this year, playing against men's teams, pretend they're playing teams on the men's tour. And even though they're not going to take any of these players lightly, of course, but they need to play up and make sure that they harness that experience and use it to their advantage. On the other side, Team Ontario here really needs to take that intensity and that swagger that I was talking about and harness it and make sure it doesn't get out of control. They can really use it to their advantage. And the two Hart brothers, they've been playing really well as well. And if they can set up the ends very well for their back end, then they're going to have great chances going forward.
Keys to the game brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
Hart.
Yeah, hard for nose.
Hart all the way.
Hard.
Hart. Okay. Oh, heavy. Yeah. 10. All right, bud.
Same weight.
Maybe a hair more.
Or a hair more weight.
Weight's better. Hair more.
Easy. Close.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Right up.
Good.
Nice throws, buddy.
Jeff Wanless with the nose hit there for Ontario.
That was better weight. Better weight. Yeah.
Team Ontario doing a good job
Like
at keeping the
normal?
play away from that one lonely corner guard.
Okay.
You can see Team Northern
Good weight.
Ontario has called a hit and roll. It's a lot harder to make it when it's a 7-foot roll versus just a foot or two. So advantage Team Ontario here.
Such a great curling family as well, the Horgan family. Tanner and Jacob obviously doing great things in junior curling in Northern Ontario. Their sister, Tracy Fleury, obviously a name you'll recognize on the women's side, and their sister Jen as well, a competitive curler. Doing great things in Northern Ontario.
Okay.
Tanner telling us a lot of curling talk pretty much all the time when it comes to their family. Father Jerry, their coach, as well this week.
Straight on the beak.
Yep.
Love it. That was a little hot, Jake.
Jerry's seen a lot of curling over the years, and obviously a very proud parent to his entire family. And Tanner also saying that the plan is, in a few years' time, when Jacob's old enough to play mixed together, which would be a pretty great team.
Yeah, look out for that team. They're going to dominate.
They actually more excited for the mix than the mixed doubles, he was telling me, but maybe both. Stay
They
tuned.
have too many players for mixed doubles.
Right?
Yep.
Come on.
Hard. No roll. Hard.
Matthew Hall with his first, he'll get a little flip over into the 8 foot, but still wide open.
Okay, good try.
That's all right, Matty.
Yeah, I should have gone for the roll once it was over curling, but whatever. Sorry. Should have gone for the roll. Got caught in between. Whether we should just play the roll or...
Yeah, I stayed on it just a bit. I just didn't want
It's all right.
it looked like it was curling, so I didn't want to lose it.
Yeah. It's a new path, so no one's thrown it yet.
Yeah.
And there you go. That stat right there speaks for a great week here for Tanner Horgan.
Yep.
He's got an opportunity to set up a skipper's deuce here if he can make a nice roll.
Real hard. Hard all the way. Hard all the way.
Got to go just to get a piece of that red stone.
Hard, Jake. Hard, Jake.
And actually pushes it behind that corner guard. Kind of popped out the other side, though, and chance for Ontario to force.
I don't know why that went that way.
It's a big turn of events. You're going to have to figure out why that happened, whether it was an underthrow or just curling more there.
Light, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, Matt. Speed should be the same as practice.
Just didn't quite
You
throw
know the
enough.
speed down here, Matt.
Yeah. Let's pin it.
Just like half top 8s.
Okay. I like that. It's sliding real nice down here, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't mind sweeping a little.
Yeah.
Top 12's fine, guys.
All right, you got it, buddy.
Line's a little tight. Line's good. Line's good.
If you look at Matthew's Twitter handle, his nickname is Hot Dog. So no lacking in confidence for this young man here.
Okay. We're all there right
Says he
now.
got the nickname
Starting to curl now.
at the juniors and kind of as a kid as well, and it picked up last year, and they were apparently chanting hot dog when he was here.
Well, if you can walk the walk, then you're allowed to talk the talk again.
I guess so. Make all the shots, right?
That's good. That's good.
And he'll put that back 8, and the force is on here for Team Ontario as Tanner Horgan will settle for a single.
Not getting that nice bite at the end.
Okay. That's all right. Probably just a hair quicker than practice. I thought it was close. Definitely thought it was there, but I didn't think it was back 8.
So yeah, I think I figured it would probably speed up a little bit because it wasn't like it was quick.
It's not drawing here, Steph, eh? This is a quiet tap.
To stick there, right? Maybe not.
Yeah, it looks
full.
like just a quiet nose tap, kind of the same weight he just threw. Familiar with how it's going to curl here?
Weight's better.
Weight's better.
Clean.
Yep. Oh. Yep.
Final stone on the way here from
Hard.
Tanner Horgan.
Hard. Right up.
Throwing against 2 Ontario stones, and he's right on the money. A single on the board early. And you hear those moose horns. It's 1-0, Northern Ontario. We'll talk to this guy. Coming up next, very proud papa in the stands, Richard Hart. Another beautiful night in Victoria on the west coast here of Canada. Our second semifinal, Northern Ontario, a 1-0 advantage in that provincial battle tonight. Winner goes on to the gold medal game tomorrow. In the meantime, a flashback for you. Let's go to Grand Prairie, Scotties, last year. And that is Ashley Howard representing Saskatchewan proudly. Who's that guy? Well, it's Dad Russ Howard, of course, our TSN colleague. He was supposed to be broadcasting, but he kept watching Ashley's games, and why not? He's a proud dad. There's Wendy as well, son Stephen. Very cool to watch your child compete on the national stage, and we have another proud dad in the building as well at the Archie Browning Sports Center. And there he is, Richie Hart. Always great to see you and hear from you. He's a Brier champion, world champion. Also know you from that Olympic silver medal back in 1998. Richard, what is it like after having such a great curling career yourself to now come here and watch your sons, Joey and David, compete?
Yeah, hey, Bri. It's the only word is proud, right? We've had an amazing week here with these guys, and they've actually, they were a great team coming in, but watching these guys throughout the week just get better and better, and we're hoping that they can continue to do that today. But really proud.
Such a cool article I read on you, and it had to do with a photo in your basement of when you went to the Olympics, and Chandra Schmerler and I believe one of your boys was in her lap, and you had that photo, and you look at all of the connections. Kathy Gauthier's son was competing, and Sandra's daughter was competing, your son's competing. It's got to be quite the trip down memory lane coming to something like this now.
Oh, it is for sure. As you named off a bunch, it was a real coming home here. A bunch of guys I've competed against, Francois Road-Bears as well, Brier winner, and he was here. But that photo is incredible. When we were in Nagano, all the girls on the Canadian team all had young babies at home. Joe was born a few months before we were in Nagano, and they loved spending time with Margaret, my wife, and Joe. And here he is here 19 years later, right? He's meeting Sarah. Sarah was born, I think, about 2 months before the trials. She was a September 97. Joe was November 97. So fun stuff. Lots of fun times here this week.
Another name too, Kerry Burtnick. I know his daughter competing, so it's been really cool to reminisce and watch that. Take me through both your boys. Joey, I thought it was a great stat. He may have competed in a Brier before he got to compete in a national junior championship. That must have been a cool experience as well for you.
It was. We like to say he was at a Brier. I don't know if he really competed at the Brier. We brought him along, and he had a lot of fun, and got to hang out with Wayne and Glenn and Scott and myself, Adam Spencer last year. We did get him into a couple of games, and we had a couple of really special moments on the ice. But that certainly was not a Brier appearance. We're not going to give him credit for that.
Hey, Rich, I know that when I was a junior curler, I was not very good at listening to my mom's excellent curling advice. How are the boys when it comes to taking advice from you?
Oh, Steph, you know what? They're pretty good, but like I've coached them a fair bit over the last 5-6 years, and we have definitely had a few timeouts where the first 30-40 seconds of the timeout is me telling them to stop talking. You've invited me out here to tell you what I think. After I leave, you can do whatever you want. But they're pretty good. It does take some days it takes a little longer than others.
Richie, how does a left-hander produce two right-handed boys?
No lefties. I have a daughter who's a righty as well, so thank goodness for that.
Tell us about Joey and David, their similarities and maybe their differences, not only as young men, but as curlers.
Yeah, they're definitely two different people. You know, Joe's always been a natural athlete in pretty much everything he did, where David was kind of a bigger, clumsier kid. You can see the size. I think he's 6'4", and but he was a harder worker, and he just dug in and puts the time in. So Joe, it just seems like whatever he touched, it just happened easily for him. And those, you know, I was more like David as a kid. I had to work pretty hard at curling to get good at it, but Joe still works at it, but comes more naturally for sure.
Richard, you're not going to win Father of the Year award because you're going to leave after 4 ends. What's going on with your schedule here?
I know it's that time of year. I mean, I was coaching this team earlier in the year, and we were lucky enough to get Ray Bushfield to join us, and he took them at the provincial, brought them all the way through there, and then all this week Ray's been looking after the team. I've been tagging along, trying to help out a little bit, and it looks like they're exchanging runbacks over there. Is that good or bad for Team Ontario? Yeah, we've got Team Howard starts their provincial play down tomorrow, and we've got a game tomorrow night. I'm on the red eye home tonight. It really sucks having to leave, but at the same time, this has been an amazing experience for me. But I'm not a very good watcher. I got to tell you. I said to my wife. I mean, she's an expert. She's been to a ton of these events, cheering on Team Howard over the years, but. I was great all week, and about 24 hours ago, it got real for me, and I'm pretty nervous right now. So don't tell the boys. But I faked it as best I could before the game, but I think they saw right through it. So I probably best if I get out of here so this negative energy doesn't stick to them.
Richard, listen, we appreciate your time. We've loved watching you over the years. Best of luck in your run to this year's Brier, and we look forward to watching the future Hearts up and coming out of Ontario. Thanks for your time and safe travels.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Steph. All the best.
That's Richard Hart, world champion, Brier winner, Olympic silver medalist, and a very proud dad watching both Joey and David here. And a 1-0 advantage for Northern Ontario. Ontario throwing the red stones with hammer. And as we talked to Richie there, looks like a little bit of granite piling up there.
There's a lot going on. Like he said, they have been actually exchanging runbacks, and Team Ontario is left chasing still, though, so that a couple of good things can happen with this shot. 2 opportunities to run back on 2 different reds, take that yellow one out. At the very least, clear the front and give themselves a nice shot in the end.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. No. Joey.
Gotta go, Joe. Come on. Gotta go, Joe. Gotta go.
Whoa. All right.
That's all right, Jeff.
Same shot, Jake. Give you a hair more ice.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'll give it a
Same
little
weight.
less.
That was good weight.
Yeah, it's nothing more than that.
No.
Yeah. Roll less. Big. All you then.
Pushed it quite a bit.
Just cleaning.
all you
Line's
guys
real
know.
nice. Easy.
1,
Easy.
2.
Take a look.
2, same weight.
Okay.
Looks hot. Same weight. Max is in. Really needs to move. Needs
3 feet deeper.
It needs to move.
Max.
About that way.
Max.
Max, yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Trying to finish that at the end there to potentially take away both red runbacks, and putting in the position that it is in means that they have to play a double runback or double peel
It's the millimeter low,
rather
buddy.
than just a single runback. Both are hard. This is just a little harder.
Should come back a little bit.
With enough weight, that yellow might hit the reds and spill back up and start making a beeline back towards the hog line, depending on the weight.
Whoa. Close. Yep. Yes. Come on.
Gotta go. Gotta go, John.
Whoa.
Bang the yellow. He'll get the one red, get the yellow going though.
All right.
And picks it out of the house.
Good throw. Nice throw, bud. He's overswept a leg.
Yeah, it was better if we hit it thinner. And
Steph, you competed in 5 of these national championships, and we keep seeing the cutaways. Obviously, Richard's such a proud parent, and the fans and the support. Yeah. It takes an army to support these young men and women, and it's just so nice to see the travel that a lot of these teams have made to come and support their youngsters, girlfriends, friends, family support. So it's been just great to see all the jackets from different provinces and territories represented here. It's really nice.
And the parents have a pretty good time, too. I think there's a lot of camaraderie amongst them, and they kind of learn each other's culture. I remember back when I was playing the East Coast or Atlantic provinces, the parents would always host sort of an East Coast night, and they'd have all kinds of, great seafood and East Coast music, and really a great time. Helped loosen them up after watching these games and to the last inch of their nerves.
It's a good point, though, by Richard. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to watch, and tough to watch that as well as
every little thing.
Gotta be kidding.
Tough break there for Northern Ontario.
This is where I threw that draw to the button in practice.
Really
I was going to say, Davey was saying his whole game too.
It's just going to be something's in the water. It just makes it like that. Not the ice.
I think if you give us similar to what you gave us on your last draw over there, it should be close. This side's not sliding as great.
Okay.
But you threw it in practice too.
Yeah, this is the same path I threw in practice, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna tell you it's at least the same, maybe a little quicker, maybe.
maybe a hair
Golden
quicker than
opportunity
practice.
missed
So
there
like
by
that second
Northern
last draw I
Ontario.
threw in practice?
Yeah.
Whatever did go wrong.
So let's know the line, buddy. You got it.
Got overlap guards
make
now
sure
to
I'm
come
out.
around, and
We can sweep.
Team Ontario's got a great opportunity right back to set up a deuce with a nice come around here.
Line's great.
Line's good.
Wait right now, Jeff. Don't want to. Okay, room, man. You can wait.
Wait's gonna be okay.
You got tons
Line's
of line
good.
right now.
It's hot right now.
You got
Line's
no
good.
line.
Really needs to
no
cut.
line. No
Line's
line.
good. Back
No
right.
line.
Line's
Back right.
perfect.
No, it's not. You got to curl.
Wait's not bad, guys.
8.
Line's
Back 4,
perfect.
back 8. Okay, well then be back 8
Okay,
then.
we're already there.
We're already there. Yeah.
Good back. Sorry, Matt.
A little heavy and a little outside as that'll slide and end up back 12. And when we were talking to Richard Hart, a lot of run backs being thrown.
Yeah, nice thought,
That was nicely stuck as the 2 yellows go. And then here's Northern Ontario. Run it back, stick it. Whatever you can do, I can do as well. That one would jam, but... And then boom, boom, pow. Yellow goes as well. So they're getting their money's worth on the run backs here. That one, a draw from Matthew Hall, sliding a little bit too far. So now maybe the out here for Tanner Horgan if he can slide a nice one in there.
Okay.
Line's
Should be good.
Okay. Line only.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
good.
Net.
Hard.
Net.
Hard.
It's good.
Hard
Net.
line.
It's good.
Hard.
Net. Hard.
Hard. Hard line. Hard.
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 Line's good.
They drag, get it by their own guard. They will. No problem. It's by.
Chief. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Jeff.
Hard, Jeff. Hard.
And it does stop in time for a shot stone. And they will provide the force right back.
If it's good, we get it. Shot.
He had a little smile out of him after the frustration of his last shot.
I think he was pretty worried that either was picking or taking off because he was hollering line basically not even halfway down. And they got it by, though, by a few inches.
If line happens to be perfect, then we'll go for it.
Yeah. I think you give us 3 to 4 feet
All I
less,
know
Matt.
is he's really cutting, so we might even get it.
Okay.
You
You
got it,
hear him
buddy.
say if the line is perfect, then they'll go for it. They are playing a straight draw. But they know that they can throw, back 4, back 8 foot weight. If their line is perfect and it's coming up on that yellow rock, they can sweep it to actually tap it. They only need to move it a foot, and they actually get 2 out of this.
Wait only.
Line's good.
Same line.
We got backing
Curl it. Line's
Curling
good.
it
All
out,
you.
not bad, not bad.
All you. Line's
No
good.
backing. No backing.
No backing. Line's perfect.
Curling hard now.
Okay, it's curling now.
Curling hard now. All you guys.
T-line.
T-line only. That's
All you. Okay.
Nice draw weight from Matthew Hall from the Westmount Golf Country Club in Kitchener. They're on the board, tied up 1 in this men's semifinal. Welcome back to the Canadian Juniors, a 1-1 matchup here in our men's semifinal. For a lot of these skips, it's their first time ever, and that also means their first TV game, which means doing a sit-down interview or voicing their meet the teams. Well, sometimes it doesn't go as planned.
Do I smile a lot, or
Can I look down at it, or is that going to show up?
how many times does this normally take?
Hi, I'm Skip of Team Northern Ontario. I started off wrong again. Okay, let me try it again.
And we curl out of the Saville Community Sports Center. Okay, wait, is it hi? I'm Christopher.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And we curl out of the. Wow, that does happen. You just forget. I know where I curl out of.
How's that?
Television is hard, Moodra.
It is hard. Listen, I'm telling you, I feel for those young men and women. They did a great job. Good for them. We stumble up here all the time, so it's totally allowed. They're great sports about it, great on the ice as well. And there's a look at Team Ontario led by Skip Haley Armstrong, and what a week for them out of Ottawa, unbeaten in round-robin play. And they're a great story. They barely squeaked into the Nationals, and they barely squeaked into provincials out of Ontario, so we look forward to covering them tomorrow in the final. They'll take on Alberta and Christian Streifel out of the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton, which is not easy to say if you ask Kristen sometimes, but
I think you nailed it.
we thank them all for being great sports and letting us broadcast their games here at TSN.
Hard all the way. Hard, you got it.
All right, boys, come on.
So we've traded singles here in our feature matchup, the Battle of Ontario.
Yep. Okay.
And here in the third end, once again, it is Northern Ontario with Hammer throwing the Yellow Stones.
It's back 4.
Yeah.
Okay, give me ice for the draw. Give me ice for T-line.
Okay, speed's good here, Joe.
Yeah. Are we calling it faster than practice?
Yes.
Yeah, just a couple feet faster
than what
practice.
we've seen so far. 2 to 3 feet faster than what we've seen.
No, I think it's the same as, I think it's as close to the same as the other games, but quicker than practice.
Okay, now I'm confused.
We had a great conversation there with Richard Hart, and you asked him a great question about how much he talks to his boys about maybe strategy or advice. And the same could be said for Tanner Horgan's team in his sit-down interview. I asked him, would you text maybe your dad or talk to your sisters or get some input? And he actually said he likes to keep his focus without the text messages or the feedback when he's in competition. He likes to zone in with his team, and obviously you have those outlets if you want some help or you maybe want to talk about strategy or what went right or wrong, but for the most part, he really enjoys just focusing on his own game and staying with his core of his team.
Yeah, it's a little different for everyone, I'm sure, in what that father-son or mother-daughter relationship is like. But you really have to be careful about there being too many hands in the pie. You've got a coach there helping you as well. You've grown up with the expertise of your family members and your dad, and they help you out throughout the season for sure. But when it comes to focusing in and just making your shots and playing it shot by shot during a game, you don't want to be distracted by too much information coming from too many angles.
Yeah. Okay, just let it stop. It's not going to be terrible if we can.
Nicholas Bissonnette, a little tap on that red stone, so Ontario definitely shot there, touching the button.
Like that. Yeah. Forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
You think this path is still a little fresh? We saw him almost flash.
It could be.
It could be, Joe.
It could be a little fresh.
Okay.
It'll curl, I think, more
I'll
than
make
the
sure
other
I'm
side.
good board.
You like this ice?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Just forward. Little light. Bend it out a bit. Yep. Bend it out. Little light. Easy. Weight's good. Whoa. Weight's good. No. Whoa.
Jeff.
Come on, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff. Hard, Jeff. Hard,
come on,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yep.
Jeff trying to get a little extra curl out of that, and he'll hit it on the nose.
That instant feedback from the thrower is so important. You heard him say as soon as he let it go that he fed it out a little bit because his skip panicked a little, might have thought maybe he was sliding a little bit inside, and they have seen rocks really curl down this path already. So they jumped it a little bit, and Joey said, no, I fed it out a bit, I fed it out, which means he gave it that sort of pop extension out towards the brim, which will naturally help it run straighter. And as you saw at the end, they actually had to help it curl.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Nick Bissonnette, bang, bang, nice double. You know, it's funny you have expectations once you get here. This team started 3-2 this year, which isn't a bad start for Northern Ontario. But last year they had one round-robin loss all the way on that run to that gold medal game, and it was interesting in talking to Tanner. He said, for us, that 3-2 start, maybe that is a little bit of struggling. They didn't feel quite confident out of the gates, but they seem to hit their best stride and have been playing very well coming into the playoff round.
Yeah, aim for T-line, it'll be good.
He added to that, too, playing in the men's spiels was a massive help this year. He said, more consistently, you just get better games. When you're playing against more elite men's teams, you know pretty much every game. It's going to be a game. It's going to be good competition. He says sometimes you go to these junior spiels or you play, and maybe you're not going to get that high-quality game every time. And so playing in those men's spiels, he said, has really been a nice factor.
Yeah, it forces you to bring your A game every single time if you don't want to be laughed off at your face each time.
I remember last year, too, they were going to wrap up their nationals here. They lost that final. I believe the following week, their first game in men's provincials was against Brad Jacobs.
Good shot. I like this.
Yep.
Roll over. Norm?
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing this. It's like thin 3/4. 3/4 will get it probably like there.
All right. Normal?
Yep.
All right, let's make this.
Okay. Good, normal.
Yep.
Norm.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Good, Norm.
Hard. 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 Hard.
Jacob Horgan, get them both. Nice touch. Shooter sticks around, too, as Northern Ontario lies, too.
It's an incredible opportunity to sit two buried, make the double and roll. Overcurls just a bit. Still makes the double, though. I think they may have rolled just too far, and they're allowing a double opportunity back for Ontario. Great try.
Close.
Yep.
Jeffrey Wanless. Bang, bang. Enough to get the yellow out. You bet he does. They're answering now with shots.
I'm bad on that one. What? That's straight there. Yeah. Threw it real nice. Yeah.
Yep. Control. Good control.
Easy.
Yep.
Whoa.
Good control.
Close. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Hard.
Hard. Yep. Hard, Max. Hard.
Right on it. Yeah. Okay.
And a tough jam there as Northern Ontario lies one, but going to be tough now to try create their deuce.
A couple of times Team Northern Ontario has been caught in that spot on an overcurl with a quieter hit weight. Maybe they're just throwing them a little too soft, or maybe they just haven't quite picked up on that particular spot. We saw it in the very first end as well.
Yeah. No
like
point
that.
rolling behind if he's just going to freeze.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. All right. We saw this in the first. You got it, bud. Pair up.
Wall that.
Yep.
Close.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Close.
No.
Really big.
No. Close. No.
Clean.
Let it work.
Clean. Nice shot, Matt. Good throw. Nice throw, Matt. That was it. That was totally close to the firm. Okay. Good throw.
Yeah.
We chatted with Tanner Horgan about that experience in playing on the World Curling Tour, and here are some of the results. Played in 5 events, qualified in 3. You see a second-place finish, and he's knocked off some real good teams, Mark Weiss, Jason Gunlingson, and I believe he's also beat a pretty famous female broadcaster's brother as well, if I'm not mistaken, Steph.
Yeah, he's the better LeDrew in the family.
Beat your brother as well?
Yeah, a couple of times actually. He had his number this year, and that's pretty good. I learned everything I know from my brother, so. I'm sure he'll appreciate us bringing up his losses throughout the year.
That's pretty good.
Sorry, Ryan.
Line's good.
Nice. Line all you. Line all
Top 4.
And that men's experience, and now a chance to bring that here in semifinal, Canadian Juniors.
Line's good. Line's good.
We're pretty good.
And a chance to play for gold on the line tomorrow.
Top 4.
Max is in.
Tyler Tardy, Team BC,
Max. Yep.
awaiting the winner of this game.
Just Max. Hard.
Hard. Keep going.
I love this aggressive call here by Tanner. Just ignoring the 2 rocks in the house. He knows he's got to pass the 4-foot for his last one, but this is the only way he's going to set up a couple.
Shot.
Really nice draw to have under his belt early in the game.
Hey, he takes so much more ice than me.
Last shot, no more though. No. You want less?
That broom gives you an indication on the intern of how much the ice is curling right now.
He's trying to corner freeze on that top 4-foot rock, which is past the center line. They're taking almost the edge of the
That's a lot of ice.
12-foot. Yeah, but you did hear, I did just hear Tanner say that, wow, he sort of under his breath said he takes so much more ice than me. So you might, it just might be the fact that Matt's rocks do curl a little bit more than Tanner's. Or certainly his interns anyway.
It's real good.
Definitely less. Wait only room.
Close. Should be close.
Where?
There right now, Jeff.
Okay, line should be okay.
Line's good.
Good.
Line's okay.
Line's great.
Line's good, all you.
Okay, line's good.
Line's great.
Get in here, guys.
Yep.
Gotta go. Really gotta go. Really gotta go. Really gotta go. Come on. Hard. Gotta go. Come on.
Hard for weak. Gotta go.
Hard, guys. Yeah, keep going.
Real
keep going.
hard.
Yep.
And the Hearts can't bring it enough, so it could be the skipper's deuce here, an opportunity for 2. He can play the hit, he can throw the draw again.
Probably just the draw again.
Yeah. You're going out quite a bit wider, but
That same thing mine did.
Well, are you debating the hit?
yeah, the hit would be.
I don't know how fresh it'll be out this wide.
What?
I don't know how fresh it'll be out this wide. That's all I'm asking.
Well, how was it to start the practice?
What do we need? Biting 4?
You should be fine with
We
the
should
same
be
thing.
fine, yeah.
I mean,
Just the 4?
I mean, this ice looks pretty. The ice was pretty keen in practice. So.
Same weight.
Yeah, same exact thing.
I think that's ice for the backing, if you need it. Like for a back
Okay.
line.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Same thing.
I'll try and give you the same thing.
So after a great draw with his first, Tanner Horgan.
Pretty close.
One more time.
Yeah.
Opportunity to score the first 2 of the second semifinal here on TSN.
Good for T. Easy, easy. Line's perfect. Do we need it? Do we need it?
We need it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said they have the backing.
Yep. Good.
Little tap can't hurt it.
Okay.
And there's the tap, and there's 2 on the board for Northern Ontario. 2 great shots from Tanner Horgan, and they lead at the break. Two on the board here in Victoria for Tanner Horgan and Team Northern Ontario. And Steph, you said it. You liked how aggressive he was playing, and he made the shot when he had to.
It was a really important time for him to make that shot because he had missed a couple of draws earlier in the game by quite a bit. Now, whether it was grabbing something in the ice or slightly different ice conditions, but this did wonders for his confidence. He ignored those 2 stones because he knew he needed 2, and he could do it if he made this draw, and they just guided in perfectly.
Lovely draw waits. And he would make the tap for 2 in the end. The key shot brought to you by Scotty's, the tissue for any issue. So a 2-point advantage now in this Battle of Ontario. Here in the 4th end, Ontario throwing the red stones. Matthew Hall has the hammer as they'll try respond here with a deuce. Maxime Blais leads stones for this team out of the Copper Cliff Curling Club in Sudbury.
Line's good. Yep. Yep. Hard, bump it. Yep. Yep. Hard all the way.
We're not bumping.
Yep, hard. Whoa, now. Just line them up, but in. Good shot, Max. Good.
Norm. Okay.
You got it, Dave.
Just Norm. Yep. A little quiet.
Looking for a double and roll here.
Yep. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Little down. Whoa. Jeff. Hard, Jeff. Hard. Roll. Yes. It's good, Davey.
Either or. Control. Good control, Nick.
You say good control?
Yeah.
Wait.
Pretty good control. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
It's been a great run for Tanner Horgan. As we mentioned, his 4th consecutive time representing Northern Ontario at this event, and there's been some great curlers coming out of that region.
Before, for a while, it was pretty much just men's. I mean, we had Krista McCarville for a while, but that was kind of out of Ontario, right? But now we're putting together really solid teams at every level, and it's really cool to watch Northern Ontario do really well at every level.
Whoa. Close.
Saw Krista McCarville make the Scotties final. What can you say about Brad Jacobs and his team? Brier winner, Olympic gold medalist as well. His sister's team doing very well. And of course Tanner now making a name for himself in men's juniors. And speaking of great young skips, how about Krista Burns? Made it all the way to the semifinal earlier today in a great run, and she should be very proud of her and her teammates for the run they made, as both teams from Northern Ontario making it to the final weekend.
Yep. Oh. Yep.
It's about the same.
Oh. Whoa. Back. Oh. Good. It's good. Hard roll. Yep.
Nice shot.
Good shot, Nick.
Yeah, I think there's one. You got a button.
Northern Ontario trying to keep the play away from the corner guards, and Ontario trying to do exactly the opposite of that. They're trying for a long roll here.
Just Norm. Whoa. Close. Quiet.
Close.
No. Here down. Whoa, Dave. Guys, control. Hard, Dave. Whoa, right?
David Hart trying to get it to curl a little bit.
Throw like a ton. Just a little more than your last one.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Steph, watching this year, since that all the federations got together with curling to make sure everyone's on the same page with the sweeping and the brushing and the fabric, so that basically the state of the game is pure again and everyone's making shots and you're not steering shots per se. Have you seen a lot of the athletes still continue to do the directional style sweeping where the one sweeper will try and make it curl or the other sweeper will try to hold it straight?
They do, and to some degree that's always been done. It was just so amplified last year with the different fabric. But you know what? We could take a lot of good out of that, because with the crazy fabric that came out last year and the directional sweeping and how obvious it was what sweeping actually does for a rock, it almost It almost inspires you to work harder to be a better sweeper now that we're at this this stage where we have a regulated fabric. You're still affecting it very much, but you have to work very hard and you have to be a very effective sweeper in order to really affect the rock.
We're gonna have to go. I think
It's funny, I saw it firsthand just playing, you know, in your Monday night whatever league, and the guys who are pretty strong guys would still try it and do the directional sweeping, and they would overcook it sometimes. And to actually be able to figure out, wow, now that took off and we can't save it, or vice versa, I found that really, really tough. Even watching that with the line and calling it properly.
Yeah, that was a new skill in itself that everyone had to learn when we started using the special fabric last year.
All right.
Good weight, Jeff.
And the teams that caught on fast were the teams that were really taking advantage of it and doing well.
I like board if you think
Okay,
it.
board. Yep, I like it if you can play it.
You gotta thin half.
Okay, hit what you can see.
Okay.
Board weight.
Yeah. Good board. Good board. Maybe a little
Yep,
soft.
yep,
Oh.
yep.
Whoa, whoa. Yep.
Yeah! Hard! Hard! Hard!
And now they pick it up here for Jacob Horgan. That red guard is coming up, and they will just sneak it by.
Nice shot.
On the nose, nice little tap.
Nice shot. Sweep, guys.
There's no argument. Sweepers do help. It's just nice to see now that the onus is back on the thrower more than it was last year, where the sweeping was so intense. You can still help a rock as a sweeper, but you can't fix a really bad throw.
So there's no hope for me, is what you're saying.
Oh.
Yep. Hard then. Hard. Hard. Yes. Hard. Gotta go. Hard.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Jeffrey Wanless now trying to follow it down. Little inside flip. And away goes the yellow.
Wait, Jeff, weight came up pretty good. Weight came up to a soft half.
Okay, it was okay.
So it was a hair light, but it does.
So like the same as the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Board weight.
All right.
It's funny, Matthew Hall, we just saw, look at him there. You coming all the way from Newfoundland, Labrador, and Sarnia now, but I mean, that's where you're from. And so the time zone was a thing that would take some time to get used to. And Victoria, obviously, from Eastern time is 3 hours, so it's a bit of a difference for sure. And Matthew was saying that before coming to BC, weeks before, he tried to live on Victoria time to get adjusted to jet lag and getting ready to play and compete. It's a long week, and you know, curlers, they love their routine and they like to get up and have their breakfast or do their workouts and make sure everything is as specific as it was back home when you bring it to a national championship.
Yeah, it makes a really big difference when you're jet lagged. I mean, you imagine coming this far west, if you have an evening game or something, you might feel like if you're still on Eastern time, you're going out there and you're throwing your first rock at 11 o'clock at night. And I don't know about you, but I'm not at my best at 11 o'clock at night.
All right, you got it. You know the spot. Yep.
Wall. Here, big. Wall. 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 Dave, stay close. Dave. No.
This would be a nice time to make a shot here for Matthew. Could use a nice roll, but he'll hit it on the nose.
Good ball.
So it looks like we could have a blank unless Tanner can make a heck of a shot here.
That's fine.
You don't make this good. We'll have the blank.
We rolling?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Roll under the guard.
Good control here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like. Yeah.
Wait.
A little more, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
Whoa. Whoa. No. Whoa. No. Whoa. No. Max. Max. Max.
Got a chance.
Yep. Hard. Come on.
Got
Hard.
a chance.
Okay.
Wait.
No roll there, so likely a blank here for Team Ontario.
A little steamy. Hey, not feel good. Stuffed in front. All right, peel weight. Yep.
Steph, you had the opportunity to play in a final before. Did the nerves
Shouldn't
go
move too
away
much
after a
here,
few ends? Did you feel nervous the entire game? What was it like for you?
I think that the television nerves went away fairly quickly, believe it or not. Definitely deer in the headlights for an end or two. But after that, you forget about that and you do focus on just your shot making. But at the same time, in the back of your mind, as much as you wish it wasn't there, you're thinking about exactly what this game means in the end. Really hard to get away from that. Only the best can do it.
Nice throw from Matthew Hall. Blank on the board for Team Ontario, and they'll have the hammer when we come back to Victoria. It is an experience these men and women won't soon forget. The biggest event that Curling Canada puts on all season long. 27 teams starting off with a chance to win gold. And of course, we're down at the championship weekend. And congratulations to all these young men and women who qualified for the Nationals. And you can speak to it, Steph, a pretty special experience in the friendships you make.
Oh, it just goes on and on. That's so many players in one building, and they're all young and all getting to know each other for the first time. And you make lifelong friendships in this game. I still have friends that I've made in junior. My very first junior when I was, I think, 13. I didn't know where I was, but lifelong friends for sure.
Picture perfect. Every single competitor in that picture. Pretty awesome stuff. In the meantime, our second semifinal continues here on TSN, and there's some members of actually Team Manitoba cheering on their fellow competitors and now friends. And it's down to these two men in the semifinal. Tanner Horgan, Northern Ontario, Matthew Hall, Team Ontario. And it was a blank there in the fourth end, so it is Team Ontario, Redstones with hammer here in 5, down by 2.
You're not guarding anything, so make sure you're in. Hard, guys.
Hard, boys.
Really hard. Hard. Hard all the way. Yep. Got a good rock.
A little wide on that.
Nice shot. It's good.
It's a little light. That's what I was thinking. All right, Dave, make sure, even if he knows this one, it's okay.
Quiet.
Yep.
Down.
Yep.
Keep it on that line, Joe. Keep it on that line.
Hard. Gotta go. Hard.
David Hart can't get it by that yellow stone.
Okay, all right. It's fine, Dave.
He does remove it, though. In a sit-down interview, Matthew Hall talked about the two brothers. He called them miniature Rich Harts. He said they have that fire and that intensity. And Matthew joked, he said, growing up, he just watched Glenn Howard for as long as he's lived. And that's no disrespect to Glenn. Just Glenn's been so good for so long. And if you're a young guy in Ontario and you want to represent your province someday, Glenn Howard was the guy. And Richard Hart, obviously a member of his team as well, winning that Brier title, World Championship together. And pretty special, he says, to now get to wear that crest on his back as a skip here at Nationals.
Two. Right now.
Oh, hot.
All there. Line's good. All there.
No, Jeff. No.
I'm just light cleaning.
No, I don't.
Tight's okay.
At all.
Oh, it's tight.
Okay, who's the Colburn?
Yeah, never seen that.
Whoa.
We're almost in.
No.
We're in.
Just let it grind.
We're top 12.
Okay, yeah. Whoa.
Might have a chance.
Leave it so if he knows it's a guard.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, bud.
Northern Ontario happy to keep the front clean here and just peel it out. We don't even need to roll in.
Whoa. Clean.
That's me.
Good shot, Nick.
Good throw.
Good shot, Nick.
For Ontario, Steph, they lost 2 games on day 2 of the competition, which began a week ago Saturday. But in talking to Matthew, he said this team has a ton of confidence, and you really sense from their demeanor they're one of those teams that when they are rolling, and if they get rolling, they're pretty tough to beat because they really believe that they can beat anybody.
Still a little hot.
Yeah, you can see it with other top teams out there, like a Brad Jacobs, for example. Very confident team. They're very outspoken, very boisterous on the ice, but it works really well for them. It turns into more shot making, and it just seems like you can't miss.
It's good. Davey, yep.
Don't think you need to sweep, though. All right.
Matt did say
Good
that he
job,
thinks
guys.
his team
All
still
right, that's
has
good,
another
that's
gear
good.
for this weekend. So if they're going to start playing better than this, then we're going to be treated to some pretty exceptional curling. It's already been such a treat to watch today.
Nice adjustment, Joe.
Yep. Hard.
Nick.
Hard, Nick. Hard.
Good shot.
Yep. Like you said, just normal. All right. Just knows it. Big Norm. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Ontario's quit the corner guard game for now. Wasn't working out for them, so they're happy to take the blank and hold the hammer into an even end after the break.
Nice throw, Jeff.
My last normal good?
Normal.
Might have been a little soft, but it was pretty close.
Okay.
Yep.
Norm.
Solid.
Oh. Solid, Norm.
Clean. Yep.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. Clean.
So nice to have a guy like Richie Hart at your disposal as a father and obviously as a friend and as a coach. And Matthew said Rich has really helped the team with strategy even before this week and all this week while he was here. And it was their coach, Ray Bushfield, who really helped out with the team dynamics. And I really think you look at even the elite teams that are going to the trials coming up for Team Canada, it seems now every team, the top teams, they have their curling coach per se, and then they have that mental coach. And there's no reason you can't bring both if you're going to something like the trials and to be able to draw on both experiences.
I think that's a great idea. Curling is such a mental game, more so than almost any other sport in the world. And if you don't have good mental toughness when you're playing, then you could be a great shot maker, but if you break down at the wrong time mentally, you're not going to win a lot.
Yep. Solid, Norm.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Whoa. G.
Lots of weight, actually.
G.
Like firm.
Yep.
Hard, G.
Good.
Sit down.
Nice shot.
And that does hang on for a little nibbler.
Outturn here, Matt? What? Outturn here?
Yeah, outturn firm.
Okay.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes. Hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Right up.
Good. Nice throw, Matt.
And wasting no time, Tanner Horgan already in the hack, ready to throw here, banking a little bit of time.
Same weight?
Yep.
Whoa.
Jake.
No.
Jake, hard.
A little less.
Hard.
Hip. Hard. Hip. Hard. Hip.
Hard. Good.
Would like to hold the shooter here to make Matthew make his shot, and he's successful. So the blank on again here in 5. And maybe that 5th end break will give this Ontario team a chance to just take a breath and reset. Trying to keep the hammer here. Going into the 6th end, and Matthew Hall does that just perfectly as the rock comes into your living room, and he will keep the hammer. So it's a 2-point game. Northern Ontario still leads after 5 here at the Canadian Juniors.
The 2017 Canadian Juniors, brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
Beautiful semi-final Saturday night in Victoria, BC. In our feature matchup, it's Northern Ontario with the advantage over Team Ontario, and Steph is with the leading skip, Tanner Horgan.
Tanner, 2 great draws to set up that deuce in the 3rd end. What did that do for your confidence going forward?
It was huge. Up until that point, I wasn't doing very well. I flashed the hit and then my next rock pick, so it was great to get a couple of draws under my belt, and I really feel confident now going into the second half.
Have you found any differences in the ice surface today versus the rest of the week?
No. I thought there was going to be. I watched the other semifinal. It looked like it was a little straighter, but no, the ice is really good still.
What's going to be your plan going into the second half of the game today?
To be honest, hit it out. I think if we keep doing if we keep playing like this, then I don't mind winning by 2. So that'll be our plan for the second half.
Thanks very much. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
After Tanner Horgan took that pair, it's been a couple of blanks as we check the numbers after 5. Pretty close when it comes to the team percentages, but the difference on the scoreboard, up by 2. Northern Ontario with that lead after 5 is brought to you by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for 22 years. So down by 2, Matthew Hall, Team Ontario with hammer. They'll try climb back when we return to Victoria.
The 2017 Canadian Juniors, brought to you by Scotties, Sponge Towels, Purex, and Cashmere. Proud to support the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. By Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for 22 years. And by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Welcome back to the Archie Browning Sports Center in Esquimalt, which is a suburb of Victoria, just a little bit outside of the city. About 20,000 people in Esquimalt. Victoria has about 80,000. A great venue here for the Canadian Juniors. Our second game of the day on TSN, our second semifinal. Tanner Horgan and Team Northern Ontario leading by 2, up 3-1 on Team Ontario. So after a couple of blanks, once again, it is Matthew Hall and the Red Stones with hammer here in 6, and lead stones for Team Ontario, courtesy David Hart. And I found your interview interesting with Tanner. Basically, he's pretty happy to just basically hit and bang for the rest of the game here.
Yeah, he doesn't need any more offense, that's for sure.
That's good.
You don't need to win by a lot as long as you win by 1. And Team Ontario has been happy to kind of hang on to the hammer for the last couple of ends, but they tried to generate a little offense last, and it didn't quite go their way, so then they sort of bailed on that and played for the blank. They're fine with it, and now this all-important 6th end, we're getting into the late ends that are even. They're the great times to score, because then you can rotate hammer for the other even ends, hopefully having hammer for the all-important 10th and have a shot to win the game.
Back 4.
But David Hart did throw up that corner, so
Whoa.
we'll see if we get some offense going now.
Where exactly? Back 8. Okay.
Here in the 6th end.
Back 12. Should have just thrown the same, really. Okay. It's fine, Max.
And it just hangs on there. Back 12 for Maxime Blais.
You guys like this?
I don't mind it, yeah. You know your weight, Dave.
Yeah, let's make it good.
Similar to last end.
Just a hair, yeah.
Instead of throwing the double corner guard, they're not feeling that desperation yet to set up so much offense and so much in front of the house. It is still just a 2-point game. It's very close. And there is still a lot of game left. So he's just sticking with a single corner guard. We're going to come around it now and see if we can generate a safe deuce, so to speak.
Yes, line. Yes, line. All you.
Joey a bit. Joey, go.
Line's good.
Go, Joe. Go, Joe, hard.
5,
Whoa,
6,
whoa, easy. Sit.
Might pop out the other end there. Some nice curl.
Nice job, guys. Nice one.
Yep. Hard.
Yep, hard.
Hard. Hard all the way. Hard all the way.
Good shot.
Sticking to his plan, just hitting it out, peeling away.
All right, Joe. You know the speed down here, buddy. It's sliding nice.
It is, yeah. I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah, you threw a
guys
couple.
can
You
work
threw a
on the
couple guards, couple ends.
You know the weight.
Two. Weight's good. How's line?
A little early.
Line's a little
Nope,
tight.
Easy. Line's
Weight's
good.
good.
Easy.
2.5.
Don't bring it too tight.
Weight's great.
Oh, just let it sit.
tight.
Really let it
Yeah.
sit. Line's tight.
Oh, it's all there.
Needs to die.
Sit.
Sorry, Joe.
Sit.
Jesus. Sit.
Whoa.
Sorry, Joe. Good throw. That's fine, Joe.
Ah, sorry, Joe.
Our bad.
Just going for one.
Sorry, guys.
It's a little over curl, a little too much weight. They did have a discussion before the shot was thrown that
It's like
need to
2/3.
trust it. It's sliding really nice here, especially after the 5th end. They've mopped the ice, cleaned it up a little bit, and that tends to help the Rocks glide a little more in that 6th end. You see teams getting caught by that often, actually. And we saw it by Team Northern Ontario there with that draw that slipped way into the back 12, nearly through the rings.
Nicholas Bissonnette, nice story here for Northern Ontario. He's 17 years old. He's actually only been curling, Steph, for 4 years.
How long have you been curling?
Long time. Long time. And he makes a attempt at the double there, gets the Reds going, but it's pretty impressive to pick up the game and play for 4 years and find yourself one game away from competing again for a national championship on the junior stage.
It's early, but I think we got to do it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like you can, Joe.
But I grew up in small town Alberta in Western Canada, and you know, what do you do in a small town? We grew up on a 3-sheeter of ice, and I started curling when I was 8 years old, and you know, you run around the golf course in the summertime, and it's just one of those great sports. And you talked about where curling could bring you as a competitor, and years later, here I am in a broadcast booth getting to call the game that I love to watch and love to play. So it's pretty cool. You can come from pretty much anywhere Canada, and the game can have an impact on you.
It is such a Canadian game, isn't it?
And that 3-sheeter in Alberta might have well been with Russ Howard somewhere in New Brunswick, because we had about a foot of curl if we were lucky. It was that real straight ice growing up, and we didn't have a lot of that big swing, and he always talks about that sometimes out east on the smaller or back in the day rinks where there just wasn't a lot of curl, a lot of swing. That's obviously changed with the ice getting a lot better the last couple decades. Russ still thinks we play for transistor radios at events, so, you know, we got to remind him.
They don't have those on the prize table anymore?
No, I don't think so. I don't see the prize table often, though, Steph, so I couldn't tell you. But there's a good example. You know what? Jacob's 16, and he's curled for 11 years, right? So you get that early start in the game. And
start him young.
Hard, Nick, you got it. Hard. Hard all the way. Hard on the roll. Hard roll, Nick. All the way over. All the way over, guys. Come on.
Northern Ontario is just trying to group these two together at this point. Try and prevent the deuce, or at least bring up a double opportunity.
I think so. Let's get it. You got it, bud.
Talk about starting him young. My little nephew Ryder, when he was 2 years old, already had his own set of those indoor rocks and rings rocks, and we cut off a curling brim for him, so it was about 1.5 feet long, and made a nice little custom wrap on it, said his name. Not that we're grooming him for anything.
But really, should we be surprised? You look at Richard Hart, for example, and his 2 boys, and you can talk about Glenn Howard or Russ Howard or our own Kathy Gauthier, whose son Jacques is competing here. If you curl at that high level, you're dragging your kids likely around the country, or they come to practice, and you forget about the thousands of hours these people are putting in. So what do you do with your kids? You probably drag them along, and maybe they try to throw a little bit while mom and dad are practicing, and how do you not become a rink rat that way?
Yeah, they're immersed in the game whether they like it or not, and some of them, you know, pick it up on their own, and they do want to play. They see mom and dad, and they kind of idolize them and want to be like them, and then sometimes it goes the other way, and this kid chooses to play hockey, and that's fine too, but you're definitely around the sport from the moment you breathe for the first time.
Good control.
Yep. Yeah, hard. Hard! 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 Hard!
Hard all the way, guys. Hard. Light, Yeah. Light for control. Yeah.
So we talked about that relationship with the parents and their either sons or their daughters. So all of these names have won, competed in Canadian juniors rather, or their parents have won. You see Sandra Schmerler, the late great Sandra Schmerler, her daughter Sarah competing in this one. We talked about Jacques Gauthier and of course our Kathy Gauthier winning the 3 Scotties titles as well. And of course Jeff Ryan, JT, Haley also competing as a brother and sister as well. So pretty impressive stuff. And there's our good friend there, Kathy Gauthier. I think she usually gets the gray hairs from me in the morning, and I think Jacques was providing a few this week, but it was oh so close. They lost out in that tiebreaker to get to this game, but obviously Kathy very proud of both her kids and Jacques this week, who they were knocking on the door. And you talked about that following your parents in Sarah England, who is Sandra Schmerler's daughter, one of her daughters, and she actually was quoted in a newspaper article basically saying, I didn't know if I wanted to curl right away. I mean, to follow in your mother's footsteps, who is so incredible. And as we continue that story, there's Jacques, there's Kathy's son, who did a great job as 3rd on Team Manitoba. And she even said to that point, I don't know if I want to follow in my mom's footsteps. I mean, I want to be known for me, not necessarily what my mom accomplished. But she started taking up the game, and obviously I've got to interview Sarah before her and her sister on Sandra Schmerler Day, and of course her father as well, Shannon, and just a great family. And now look at her. She's a little rock star herself and making a name for herself on the national stage.
Taking a rip at the double here.
Max!
Yeah. Got one, got them both. What a shot. He said he was happy to just bang them up after the 5th end, and he's getting the job done for Northern Ontario.
Business as usual. This little broom pump there. He said he was feeling confident after that important couple of draws in the 3rd end to really get his confidence back, and you can see it there.
Big Norm. Yep.
I mean, Team Northern Ontario has got to be pretty hungry right now. I personally know what it's like to make it to a national championship final and not win. I didn't get an opportunity to try again, but he does. Here he is again this year with his fate in his own hands, and this time he's in it to win it.
Good normal.
Yeah. Okay.
Get rid of it.
And it's nice too that been there, done that. Now his 4th year representing Northern Ontario at this national championship, so there's really not a lot that he hasn't seen here. He said playing that TV game last year really helped. He knows what to expect, and a bit of an old hat now this time around. 1 year older and wiser. Nice hit there on the nose, and it looks like another blank here to come for Team Ontario. It's funny, when I asked Matthew Hall, though, one of the strengths of their team, and right away he said patience. So maybe that will pay off. You got to just wait for your opportunity here, because it'd be pretty easy to get frustrated with now possibly 3 straight blanks, but wait for your time and a mistake to try and score your pair. And that's what he'll try continue to do as that comes right into your living room. Blank on the board. So once again, Ontario Red Stones with hammer when we return to Victoria.
Clean the whole way. Hard. Clean it. Clean. Just clean.
100% so far, and still perfect. 2 more, Alberta, Newfoundland, Labrador. They are sitting shot wrong. Steel point to tie. Kevin Cooey. Heaver. Pick it, and he does! 7-5.
Hard, Benny.
Make this run back, stick it for 1. Maybe get the blank. You're going to catch it. Yes, you will, and you'll get it to the back and add 2 more. And Alberta are the Canadian men's curling champions.
We can also tell you that Brad Gushue has officially qualified out of Newfoundland Labrador for the Tim Hortons Brier. We can't wait. It's in St. John's, by the way. All begins March 4th. Go to the website for tickets, and I am pretty sure that will be a sold-out affair. And now with Mr. Gushue in it, he was so close last year. He's been so close a few times. And maybe this is his year in his home province. And I hear that George Street's a lot of fun, Steph. Can you confirm or deny?
I've never been there. Mom. George Street's incredible. All of St. John's is incredible. All of Newfoundland and Labrador is something that you've got to see if you're a Canadian or anyone in the world who gets to travel. It's going to be a party. And in fact, the setup there is really cool. You've got your hotel, you've got Mile One Stadium, the venue, and then you've got the patch right across the street, all connected by walkway, indoor covered walkway. So you don't even have to go outside. You can just go from the game to the patch and back.
Newfoundland Labrador Tourism, brought to you by Stephanie Ledrew. No, it's going to be great. We're really excited. I got to go to a juniors a few years ago to Newfoundland Labrador in Corner Brook, and now my first time ever in St. John's. It's going to be a lot of fun, and obviously some world-class curling. We already knew Kevin Cooey would be there as Team Canada, and just the fact now Brad Gushue is officially in, that is going to be quite the event.
I can't even imagine the atmosphere already. I know what Newfoundlanders are like, and they really stand by their own, so there's going to be some loud fans in the stands.
And you know what? Kudos to Mark Nichols, who ran the Gushue team for basically most of the season while Brad was getting better, and thankfully he has returned and playing really well. Sounds like he's at 100% and rolling right now, so really looking forward to seeing their team firing on all cylinders, and the rest of the Brier field will all be coming together here in the next few weeks.
Like, I'd say go right around everything.
Hey, Matt.
See that, or you come this way, top 4?
Yeah, I was going to say, we just have to watch the double, right?
Can't be deeper than T-line.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Well, then let's come this way.
Okay. Should curl up nice.
Yeah. So where do you want to be ideally? Like, what?
Oh, you can chomp up. Yeah.
Okay, you got it, Joe. The other way.
Joe.
I've elected to take this out turn draw around the yellow rocks, because if they were to take the in turn and not fully bury, they're going to leave a double. And again, it's clear that their objective right now is to score 2. They're not happy with any less than that, which is why we've had so many blanks in a row. So taking this out turn keeps them very separated, even if it's not perfect weight or in the perfect spot or is partly exposed.
Little tap on the back yellow. Whoa. Curl. Good, Joe. Nice shot.
Sorry.
Control. Okay. Whoa.
Pretty good.
Max, really hard. Really hard, Max. Hard all the way. Yep.
Trying to get that to curl up and hold the shooter. It will stick around.
Hey, so Matt. Okay.
Ontario shot stone here, Steph?
I think so, and it's game on right now. I don't think he has to worry about that.
Do you like the same way?
That yellow rock that's out in the 12-foot now, that's pretty obsolete, and they have an opportunity to Christmas tree these here, partly bury and then guarding the one that's back 8 at the same time. And they're just sitting 2 partly buried, and there's going to be some pressure on Northern Ontario to make a good decision and a real good shot.
There right now, close. Close. It's a little less. Weight's good. T-line, room, tough forward. Room. Be there. Just be there. Just be there.
We're not bad. We're not bad.
Make sure, guys. Yep. Make sure. Line's good. Go. Come on. Hard. Hard. Hard line's great. Line's great. Yep. Tight.
Big scrub. Get it by that yellow stone, and they'll tuck it in there to lie 2. Team Ontario looking good with Hammer here in 7.
Line's good. Go. Come on. Hard.
What do they say in sports, Steph? You got to have heart. I guess having 2 helps too. Some good brushing and a good throw. Nice team shot.
It's in the perfect spot. No disrespect to Rich Hart either, but I've got a feeling that his sons might be better sweepers than him. What do you think? They're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
They have youth on their side, though, Rich. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just had to hit it a little bit thicker to get that redstone going, and now a chance to, looks like, throw up the guard here for Ontario.
Well, what else do we have right now, Joe? We don't have much.
Yeah, I think
Like a 2.
I like this, Matt.
Halfway or tight?
I think we definitely got
halfway or tight? 2. Halfway.
You guys hate the hit and roll in the back one, play it safe for the deuce?
Okay, just halfway, guys.
Yep, you got it, bud. Settle up. We're gonna have to go.
Yeah,
go then.
How's line's good?
Gotta go.
Go then. Line's good.
Really gotta
go.
go. Really gotta go.
Go, guys. Come on.
Gotta go. No,
hard.
We're going.
Line's great. Hard, guys. You gotta go.
The Hart brothers jumped on this as soon as it left Jeff's hand.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going for weight. Never stop. Go, go, go.
And a pretty good judge to pound that the entire way.
Hard.
Maybe not as deep as they wanted, but they get it across.
Got enough of that yellow on the outside, maybe, to make a short run.
Sorry, Joe.
Lose one of the reds at least.
Thin half.
Okay.
I don't mind it.
It's not great. You need to curl after the guard.
Like normal?
No, I was thinking like board. Could freeze. At least this guy would be less dangerous.
I don't hate that. I don't know. Do they put it back if we just peel the guard?
Yeah, we could peel. Okay. Straight peel.
What do you make of that conversation there, Steph? You could peel the guard. They talked about maybe coming in and playing a freeze in there or the tap on the yellow.
I think they're concerned about defending their lead right now, and if they leave this guard where it is and start drawing more play into the house, then it's more rocks for Ontario to play with and a better opportunity for them to get a multiple score this end. So they're just keeping it a little clean. They're going to play a bit of a waiting game here.
We'll let him play the freeze and we'll freeze.
Okay.
If we get a good angle, like no matter where he puts it, we'll be able to blast it out, right?
Okay.
I don't
like. Yeah,
I
because
don't
we
love
don't
throwing a guard here.
Wow. What else
Well,
do we
like if
have?
we don't, he just
like,
rips this,
yeah,
right?
no, then if
And
we don't throw the
they
guard,
both go.
Yeah.
I hate something like this.
It's pretty risky, boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to hit the too thin.
Yeah,
to
but
overcross the
it's
four.
risky, but
Rewarding.
As long as you're on this side, it's
I don't,
that's
I actually don't mind
jamming,
that.
right?
I don't mind that. Like even if I tip the four over to like here,
Yeah,
as
we're
long
gonna
as
like
I roll
roll
my
over
shooter.
here, right? You know, give him the double, but
Yeah.
we're looking at a deuce.
I just think we got him rooped right now. I don't want to give him an easier shot.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I
All right.
I don't mind.
I just think
I'm
we throw
worried
one
if
more
he makes
guard.
I just think this is a safe call to get a deuce.
Okay.
All right.
You
I
guys
think we
agree?
throw one more and just try to get it a little bit tighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
2.
Yeah. All right. You guys like the guard? I think we just kind of got to let him play the freeze.
I'm just worried if he gets one in there good, like we're gonna be hard pressed to score.
I know. Okay, Jeff.
So I'll just
I'm
give
going
you
to
guys
throw
a
one
little
more
wait.
guard here and just wait it out a bit longer because they like the way the angles are set up for Team Ontario right now.
Yeah.
And they're afraid that if they mess with that, then it's going to potentially give Northern Ontario an out, and then they won't get the deuce.
All right, buddy, you got it.
Feel a little bit more.
This guard is made well. You might see Team Northern Ontario try a tough corner freeze on that top 4-foot rock.
Still not heavy.
2.
Get him out of the end, but if missed,
Line's a little tight.
potentially give up
It's gonna overcurl,
a
guys.
few.
Stay down, Bill. Stay down.
Wait there.
Stay down.
2. A little high, but wait there. Line. It's gonna overcurl.
Okay, keep it down.
Whoa. Whoa. Just let it sit.
Whoa.
Clean it. Clean it. Clean it.
Got to stop, Joe. Really got to stop.
Just let it sit. Sit.
No,
sit,
no,
sit.
no. Sit.
That's
That's
fine,
good.
Jeff. Guard's the right side.
That's the better side, yeah.
As long as we guard that side of it, I think it's okay.
I think that was a mistake.
If he gets in there, we can't even get it out now.
Yeah, you can only see about a half of it, so that's pretty good.
All right.
Okay.
It's pretty similar to where I put the other one, eh?
This looks like a lot of ice.
I was just going to say, that is a
Looks like a
ton
lot
of
of
ice
I know,
staff for
but-
the intern draw here.
Should come over. Yeah, a little less.
They heard
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I think the speed's
We need to
the
be,
same.
we need to be on the red, eh?
Yeah.
Frozen?
Yeah, back red, frozen.
Speed's pretty close to the
Speed's the
same.
same, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did you bring your stopwatch on this trip at all, Steph?
I sure did.
You did? Why don't we give this a go here? Give me an idea what this ice is running right now for draw.
All right, I'm on it.
Put you to work. And this is Pacific time as well.
Okay,
we're not
thanks
Eastern.
for clarifying.
Okay.
Line's good. All right, guys. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good, all you. All you. Back 4. Line's good, all you.
It's good for back 4.
Oh, needs to curl. Needs to curl. No.
And the magic number,
No.
It's a 14-4.
Sit.
which is a bit heavy.
A little heavy.
It's got the pocket.
Okay.
So he is in there now for
Good.
second stone. With 3 more to come here in the 7th end. Ontario with hammer, down by 2.
Well, yeah, but like,
Okay, I like it.
he's gonna have the same freeze. But if we roll it perfect and like set like, just give him a piece.
Okay.
Like Christmas tree at all, it's pretty good, eh? We'll be sitting 3.
And he's got, like, he
How
can't
much
get
room do you have
bigger.
lined up? That one, the red one. Oh, we got space. We're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like normal?
Yeah. Is it easiest to play this? I guess it's easier to play the intern.
Yeah.
You like that? Yeah, that's fine. I like normal.
Hi.
Like even if
Like, Matt,
Yeah, I like that.
I love normal.
Matt, like, even if we just nose it too, and then if he freezes, we can probably nut it again, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
it'll
the
go.
roll's great. Yeah, I
Okay.
think the roll's real good too. All right.
All right, Matty, let's make it, buddy.
Excellent opportunity to put on a ton of pressure right now and get right back in this game. He makes a really nice roll here behind cover. He's going to be sitting 3, all buried.
Oh, close.
He's going to force Tanner into making a beautiful corner freeze and lock it on in order to get out of the end. And otherwise potentially give up as many as 4.
Tappiello gets them both going. And look at that, Ontario now lying 3 with hammer here in 7th.
maybe we could have rolled it.
That's real good there. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah.
Can you get 2?
Oh, you'd have to hit it pretty thin with a rocket.
I think he hits like a quarter.
As soon as we can.
Okay.
A little less.
All right.
Actually, it's good.
All right.
Try and make the thin double on the back two. Just hit a piece of the rock that matches through.
Yep.
Lose the back two and basically just concede the deuce. They're fine with giving up two at this point, the way this end is shaping up.
So too risky to try and freeze one in there. They'd rather just limit the damage here looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah, again, if he tries this corner freeze and bounces off, and I mean, that's a matter of a 1 inch difference, then he's giving up 4 instead of 2. That's a huge swing, and then he's suddenly finds himself down 2. So this is a bit of scoreboard coming into play.
So big weight here. Final stone on the way. Tanner Horgan try to clean up the mess. Got to get it by his own yellow. Oh, boy. And what a turn of events here in Victoria.
We threw this path a couple times.
We talked about Matthew Hall. He told us being patient. That was one of his team's strengths, and now an opportunity for 4.
Steve's right up down here, buddy. Steve's good. When was your last draw there, buddy?
Third end.
Third end?
Yeah.
Have you thrown any to the wing?
No.
They're pretty similar. I think so.
Remember that draw that came up a little light? It was like top 12?
I think you give us close to that,
and get it there, but you know,
that's, I think you
we
give us
didn't really
close, buddy.
that much.
Okay.
He's pretty good.
Wait only, no backing.
Give it a bit. Line's good.
No backing.
Let us know when
You got backing. You got backing.
Okay, no, still don't want him.
Okay, clean it.
Weight's gonna be good.
Let it curl for the
You got
backing.
backing.
Let it curl.
Okay.
Let it curl.
All you got backing.
We're gonna need a pretty big back.
Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to tap it too far, though.
We should be okay.
Can't tap it too far.
Should be good. Nice shot, Matt. Attaboy. Great shot.
Lovely touch, lovely draw, and what a turn of events here in the semifinal. Matthew Hall picking up 4. He's got the lead. And frustration for Tanner Horgan. Welcome back to Victoria. Semifinal Saturday night, and a frustrating end there for Tanner Horgan as he gives up 4 to Ontario. Let's flash back 1 year ago, the men's final in Stratford, Ontario. Northern Ontario's Tanner Horgan facing Manitoba's Matt Dunstone in the 3rd. Down by 1 with hammer. Horgan facing 3, trying to draw to tie things up. But he wrecks on the guard. He gave up a steal of 3, and Horgan couldn't recover. Manitoba would pull away 11-4 your final. Dunstone, Colton Lott, Kyle Deering, Rob Gordon, your 2016 Canadian Junior champions that year. And at the Worlds, they would capture the bronze medal for Team Canada. And on the women's side, what a performance from Mary Fay last year in Nova Scotia. They went on to win the gold medal at the Worlds, and Mary Fay's teammates were back this year. They didn't qualify for the championship round, and Mary Fay has stepped away from the game in her pursuit to be a doctor. So we wish her all the best and hopefully see her in the curling world once again. And when Manitoba this time around, JT Ryan lost out in that tiebreaker, it was the end of the run for Manitoba as they had won 4 consecutive. And actually Tyler Tardy, who's in the BC men's final, had said the Manitoba Monsters are at least done because they have been so good for so long. And here's your proof right here. You see Matt Dunstone 2013, and then Calvert back-to-back. Dunstone again in 2016. A couple familiar names there as well. Botcher, Braden Muscowie. So Manitoba always very strong at this event, and there is Team Tardy. Congratulations to them, an amazing week as well, as they have that great record and they're off to that gold medal game tomorrow. We will see them on TSN taking on the winner of this contest.
I didn't get a great read on that. I slid wide and soft.
And we talked about Mary Fay and her aspirations to be a doctor. Their dad, Paul, is their coach and also an incredible doctor. Lucky enough to have him at my charity golf tournament in Alberta this summer, and he's doing great things for cancer. So we'll see them tomorrow in our feature gold medal game on the men's side on TSN.
Should be on the end.
Tough start to the end already for Team Northern Ontario. The First attempt at a corner guard slipped into the ring. Some more frustration shown on the face of Tanner Horgan. You only get one shot to throw a corner guard when you have hammer, and they gave up that opportunity, unfortunately. So Team Ontario's all over it, ready to peel.
Dave. You're good. Clean. Might jam it though. Good. All right. Nice false out.
Less. Yeah. Line's good. 2.
1, 2. 2.
1 is fine.
That's good.
Okay, shot.
Should be close to.
Good shot.
It's running pretty straight. Hey.
It's going to be tough here for Tanner to try to put that frustration behind him, but pretty incredible. We mentioned a few times in the broadcast, if you're just joining us,
All right, Jeff.
his 4th time here now skipping at Junior Nationals. He's only 18. So obviously he's got a lot of years ahead of him, not only in the men's circuit, but playing at this level. We'll find out if he can rebound here in the final few ends, and just down by 2.
Yeah, it's going to be important for them to remember that. I mean, it can be so heartbreaking to give up a huge end like that, but you had a 2-point lead to begin with, so now it's still only a 2-point game. And you've got the hammer in the all-important 8th end. You can score 2 here, and you're actually in control of the game.
Let's make this one.
Yeah.
A little faster?
Yeah.
Wait. Let's make this one.
Did you play any mixed doubles or mixed with Ryan?
Not with Ryan, no. I think we kill each other, probably. We do play a mixed together on Wednesday nights, and
looks like it's there.
with mixed results also.
What is that sibling dynamic like?
You know what? It's pretty good. We get along really well on and off the ice, but he's a natural-born skip. So I just have to defer to him, whatever he wants to do in terms of strategy, and we can occasionally get at each other. And Ryan's wife, Christine, actually plays on our team as well, and she's the one who laughs at us and says, "You two are like a married couple."
It's funny, the dynamic, right? We obviously have a pair of brothers here on both Ontario teams.
If you stick it, that's good.
And I guess everyone operates differently. When maybe your brother makes a bad shot, do you leave him alone? Do you give him a pat on the backside and say, all right, pick it up? Or just...
I tell him to pick it up, but, you know. Ryan always says he feels bad because he gives Christine and I such a hard time if we're not playing all that great, because he says, well, I just expect more out of you, and you're my family, so I can tell you that. And we just kind of have to suck it up and deal with it.
Nice shot, Jeff. Roll it up. Sit. Hard. It's good. Pretty good.
Gets both stones to go away.
Great pair, Jeff. Good pair.
You can just sense the energy on the ice absolutely changing big time after that end. Even up here in the broadcast booth, you can just feel it, just watching the body language.
Yeah, it's that obvious swagger that we talked about off the top of the show, and Team Ontario is showing it now. As soon as they got a good end going, they started holding their heads higher and shoulders back, and they're just putting it away now. Northern Ontario is trying to use this top 8-foot Red Rock as sort of a corner guard.
Should be T-line on its own, back forward.
They really want to generate 2 points here. They're not going to be happy with just taking one.
Okay, stay close, Nick. Nick, yep.
Full back 8.
We're good for back 8.
Yep.
And they've just got to bury it and try and stay second shot at this.
Right back.
Just me. Oh, shit, sorry. You don't have quite as much as Jeff.
Yeah, definitely not as much as Jeff's, guys.
Kill.
Okay.
If you see this, cool, but we have a lot less than Jeff's.
Yeah, we just have about half.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. I like it if you like it. It's okay, buddy.
Is he just going to go under the other red then?
No, it's deeper.
Oh, okay. No, I'm saying, is it like our
Yeah,
shooters?
so-
it's going-
yeah.
It's okay, yeah. All right, Matt, you got it, buddy. It's all good, man.
Yep. Yes.
Go, Dave.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Go, Davey.
Hard.
Go, Davey.
Whoa. Good.
Matthew
Good shot,
Hall
Matt.
by his red. Away goes the yellow. He was here last year as a second for Team Ontario, and he's looking very impressive. Skipping his own side here in Victoria.
Nice throw.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, I think this one we need to be shot, eh?
All right.
We need to be shot?
Yeah. Well, not like second shot.
Oh, yeah.
Shot over the top one.
Yeah, same speed.
Okay.
As your last one.
Yeah. Okay.
Make this.
Well, back in the third end, you talked to him in the fifth end break. He made a couple of nice draws, got his confidence up, and he could use a big shot here to try put a little bit of heat on Matthew Hall with his final stone.
Good. Mine's good.
This is the third or fourth time they've tried this exact shot this end, so he knows how it's going to curl.
Hard, guys.
Objective number one is to just bury this thing, and hopefully they can stay second shot and have an opportunity to somehow salvage two on his last.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Hard, gotta go. Hard, gotta go, gotta go. Hard.
Trying to carve it in there and stay second shot. And they are second stone, but you can still see a little bit of that yellow.
Definitely not quite as much curl when you're crossing the center line going out to the wings. Just not the same finish.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes.
Go, Davey. Go, Davey.
His final stone in 8. Trying to pick out that yellow
Nice
by
shot,
his
Matt.
red.
Good
He's
boy.
got it to go.
Great pair, buddy. Good throw. Great end, guys. Good end.
Oh, nice.
Good end.
And now a hit for the single here for Team Northern Ontario, Tanner Horgan.
It was a really important shot. And they may feel dejected, wishing that they had set up their chance for two this end, but it's just so important to score right now. You'll be down, but you'll be within 1 point.
Hard, Jake. Hard.
Got to hold the shooter, get it to curl up, hang around, and it just hangs around enough to pick up his single. So Northern Ontario scores their 1. We're back in Victoria after this. Welcome back to beautiful Victoria. Legislative building there in the distance. That building finished in 1897. It is just beautiful down there in the marina, downtown Victoria. Our feature game, Ontario leading by 1, 5-4 after that single from Tanner Horgan. And really the momentum came out of the sails after that 4 spot by Team Ontario in that 7th end. Matthew Hall and company really have that swagger back. They have hammer, and they're up by 1 with play underway here at 9. Lead stones on the way, and this one from Maxime Blais.
Mine's good.
Good.
3.
Just a 3.
A nice high center line guard on his first one. Calling another guard here, just a little more separated. So it's clear that Northern Ontario is going to go hard for either a steal or definitely a forced descent. You got to remember, it's only a 1 point game. And should they steal here, then they're tied up coming home in the 10th. It's really anybody's game still, so both teams have to stay so sharp, so focused.
guys like wing?
I don't mind that.
I like this.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
I really like the wing now, yeah.
Okay.
Weight should be good here, Dave.
T-line?
Yep.
Yeah,
T or deeper.
A little deep.
You can get away with the same weight. I would like the sweep.
I didn't think awful, guys. Take a look.
Back 4. Back 4, back 8.
Like it to curl a
I think you're there
bit.
by yourself.
Line's
Ryan.
good. It's
Think you're
curling.
there. Take a look.
Line's great.
Joe, it's you, by the way.
Joey,
Joe, go, go, Joe.
Line's great. Back 8. Back 8. Yep.
Hard, Joe, hard, hard.
Hard.
Good shot, Dave.
Real nice.
Great guys.
All right, let's make this.
Ontario's happy to keep it simple here. They don't really want a lot in play. Definitely not too much up out front, but they'd love to score. But to get 2 here and make it a 3-point game would be huge for them. So they're going to go for a conservative 2 points. Keep the front clear. Keep a path to the 4-foot on each side.
Good.
Line's good.
How's line?
Yep.
Weight's there.
Yep.
Line's
hard.
Line only.
Hard.
Line only.
Hard.
Yep.
Whoa.
Back 4 now.
Max is in. Oh, right off.
Oh, no.
Just let it grind.
Come on.
Good shot,
Nice shot, Max.
Yep.
Joey Hart with appeal.
Good.
You'll see that rock exchanged a couple of times. Northern Ontario will keep throwing it up. And they've got some overlap rocks on the top of the 12-foot. But that rock is back 4-foot back button, so unless something else is done by Northern Ontario, then Matt Hall will have a shot to score and have at least a 2-point lead.
2-3. We can make it curl.
Halfway.
Whoa.
Coming down.
Pretty good.
It's coming down.
Yep. Hard.
Step for the Hart boys. It's not too hard to look too far to find a role model in their own dad, Richie, who won a Brier title and a world championship. And you heard from Matthew, and he said that he always watched Glenn Howard and loved watching that team play as well. When you were coming up, was there any teams or styles or a person that played that you either really enjoyed watching or looked up to or maybe mimicked your game after?
Do you know what? I kind of stayed close to home with the people that I admired. I watched teams like Kathy Cunningham and Laura Phillips and Heather Strong, incredible female players from Newfoundland, and how they'd win title after title after title and do well on the national stage as well. And I wanted to follow in their footsteps, and I also saw how much they loved the game too.
We can almost get it with a hack waiter whenever we want.
1-2.
Yep. Line's good. 2. Lots. Clean.
1-2 now.
Clean.
2.
You might need to finish.
Just make sure
Clean.
it's over.
Max is in.
It's 1
Whoa,
now.
whoa, whoa.
So
Line's good.
Close, Max.
2.
Yep.
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 Yep. 2 of you. Yep.
Hard.
Yeah, hard. Really
Go.
hard. Yep.
Good. It's good.
Time out, guys.
Cruise on down there.
Team Ontario calling their first timeout. Each team gets 2 of 90 seconds. And Coach Ray Bushfield will come out and join the young men.
Matt, he's going to come in top 4, right?
Yeah, because
So do we beat him to it?
Those are 2 guard. Yeah.
If we make it, it's great, right? Can you ever throw back line?
Yeah, you can throw back line. I think you can throw back line.
I think you can get to nosy.
Let me just see the hog line quickly.
No, I think you could for sure.
Oh, it's overburied.
It's overburied, but like
I can
once it
definitely
crosses
throw-
the
I can
center,
def-
it's
I can
going.
definitely throw back. I'd like to see a T
I don't
line
know if I can
and
say
then
my
we
shooter, but I
sweep.
can definitely take it like.
I'd
out
like
of
to
the
see
way.
T line, then we sweep, right?
Hey,
Because
guys.
if you're freezing,
Hey,
it's
good.
fine.
How's it going?
If we take
Good.
it away, he's just gonna go around again.
So the only reason I'm out here is to tell you guys you're playing great. But the other thing is that I know you want to peel that one. At what point do we want to come in and get on top of that?
We were just talking.
We were thinking of Jeff second, but if we want to do it now.
I think we should do it now because right now I think Jake's going to come in.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Right? We want to get there first and get on top of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you like just a freeze, or do you like backline trying to make a play at it and sit three?
I could take it with back line. I don't know if I can.
I'd like to see T line, and if it's great, then we
I'd
go
like-
for
I'd
it.
like
But
So then let's just go for the
T-line
freeze.
shot.
really
If
risk
it's great, you can move it.
yeah.
Okay, then we'll
All
just
right.
go for the freeze.
Got it.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
I
go.
like
Okay.
that.
Bye,
What do
guys.
you guys
By the
like
way,
for ice?
even if we're there and he ends up getting,
but still enough.
even if he's there and he ends up getting on top of us for shot, right?
That's our single point.
Freeze is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yep.
All right.
Other way here.
Some great advice there at the end. I mean, they deliberated over what to call at what point to stop peeling the guard and be the first one into the house, but he also reminded them, hey, if we play the freeze game here and Northern Ontario ends up shot and frozen, you've still got the hammer coming home.
All right, Jeff, you know what to do here.
That was great to Ray, too. The first thing he said had nothing to do with the shot. He said, first off, boys, I want you to know you're playing great. And even Matt talked about that. He said, you know what, Richie Hart has been so good with strategy even before this week and leading up to this week, and it sounds like Ray Bushfield's been a really nice sort of a mental coach and a motivator, and it's just nice to have both those at your disposal.
A real positive influence for sure.
Sure? Close. It's really close. Line's good. Yeah, line. Whoa. Gotta go. Yes, line. Whoa. Line's good.
Whoa.
Wait on me. Lock it up, guys. Line's perfect.
You need the top, Matt.
No.
Line's perfect. No bump, Dave. Whoa.
No.
I didn't want to go right by him, no. Sorry. So you were great, Rock, buddy.
Steph, you're
Really
more
good play.
behind the hack there. How exposed is that stone? Is it half a stone? What can you see from the hack there?
It's just about half. The problem is they have to get to the inside of it, so this is so precise. The weight has to be perfect. They have to move it enough to at least be shot rock. The one they have to actually worry about is that yellow rock in the top 12 foot. Because even that's covering about a third of the red rock that they're throwing at right now. I'm going to play these really close.
We're there. Little bump, back four.
No.
Okay.
Can't.
No.
No.
Back
Get rid
four,
of it.
solid.
Yep.
Solid
Come on.
back four.
Come on.
Back
Whoa,
eight.
whoa.
Back eight.
This isn't good.
Hey.
Stay in the 8 foot. A lot better.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
On there.
Big opportunity missed.
Yeah, I think I have to go
I think
again.
so.
I think so.
Can we hurt ourselves?
I think we have to.
We have to get there now, guys. We have to get there now.
Light's okay, Jeff.
Same weight,
You guys
Jeff.
have the same weight?
I think same weight.
I love
Same weight or a hair
Or
less?
Hair less.
Okay, I'll try to do the same
like,
one.
but real close.
Yeah. Really close.
Jeffrey Wanless, his final stone here in 9.
T-line.
Throwing third or vice stones for Team Ontario.
Top button. I think it's there, guys.
You guys say vice or
Top
third?
button.
Steph, what do you guys always go with?
In Ontario, we say vice. In Newfoundland, we say mate, like on a ship.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that one cool?
In Alberta, we were boring. We just said third.
No.
You didn't get as many funny looks as I did when I said mate.
No.
Sit down.
That's a
Attaboy,
beauty.
Jeff.
It's not checkmate, but that's a pretty good shot right there. Wow.
We bump it on the nose with back line. Might end up having something later.
Okay. All right. You got it.
So just going to try and kind of change the angles here, jiggle things around. He's heard him say he's going to try and bump it on the nose with back line. So that should unlock that back yellow, which is now, in fact, kind of in the way. And if he can get that top red to roll just a bit, then he's creating a pocket for potentially something to do on his second shot. Give him a chance to get out of this.
Pretty good for back line.
Pretty good.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Back line. Close. Whoa. No. Back 12. Back line.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yes. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Hard. Hard.
Want to get it to the nose and then move that red. Can they move it far enough? And no, Ontario still line 2 with hammer here in 9. And back in draw 3, Steph, it was Ontario beating Northern Ontario 7-4 earlier in the week.
Hey, let's talk. We have time. Let's talk about where we want this one.
Hey guys, no. Could he ever make it off a red here? He doesn't have much actually.
That's not bad, eh?
Not really though, guys, because he's still
I don't
coming
like
off
it.
this, and this one's going right into
Yeah,
there.
it's-
That's the
Yeah, and it comes in off it,
helps.
and then
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
the guard. I like the guard. That was my first
So where do we
thought.
want? Where do we want to put it then?
Or even like, guys, if we get
Could he
in
ever?
here,
Could he ever do that?
Potentially, yeah.
hey,
Then we're looking at 3 with guards everywhere.
Yeah.
guys,
Well, no, we know, Dave. We're just looking at that.
I'm
one.
just saying throwing a guard, he's just going to
No,
run in.
no,
But if
yeah,
we get it
Well,
in here,
Dave,
he
he might even be able to make this almost.
But that's what I'm saying. You can make the 1 too.
And then we're looking at 3 with a guard here too.
I think we call our second time here, guys. It's pretty important.
Yeah, because if we score 2, we're up 3, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing that all day.
Yeah.
Is freezing one in there, hell?
That's what I was thinking, but I feel
No,
like
but then that just
I
helps
feel like
make
if you do
right?
that,
Second
you can
timeout
do this.
taken,
Not
so
necessarily, Matt. Have you ever got
Ray
it, like,
Bushfield
way on
makes
goal,
his way out once
kinda
again.
Take it away.
Does this hurt us or does that help him? If I go corner freeze there.
Have you ever made a corner freeze perfect?
drag,
Would you ever make
He's
a play
in
on
big
it?
trouble. If you ever go right
But
there,
then does that not drag? No.
I
you
guess.
ever pick it?
Yeah, that's risky. It's real risky.
I think he can see enough to make the double with a board weight, like get to the inside.
He can't.
Even
He's
control.
gonna have a hard time
What do you
killing
like
both
here,
reds.
What do you like, Ray?
Pardon?
What do you like here?
I liked it better the last time I came out.
Yeah, me too.
No, I like this. So what are your options? What are you thinking? You want to throw the guard?
My thought was the guard, but do you think
still
he can
has-
ever
almost
run
think
that
he-
red in and catch yellow, make the
I
double?
almost think the guard makes it easier, right? Because he can't throw weight at this really right now.
I think we
And
give
stick
that
on the
to
nose.
guys.
We throw a guard though, he can run the guard in and stick it there. And
There's
keep
Tyler
it
Tardy, maybe trying to figure out what's going on as well.
I don't think he's got anything on this side, guys. What's
No,
he got?
I agree. I don't think he has anything on this.
So what do we do then?
Would you want to guard the 1?
Pardon?
That's, right now, I think that's
Right
the
now.
easiest shot.
What if you guys? What if you drew in right behind?
We were talking about that too. Like going
Here?
Right there.
We were just worried about like if he ever could nut this and maybe sit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you think, Ray, but like he's got about half of that 1. I don't know if that's enough to go into the 7.
They're set up so nicely now. The concern here is that
My
they don't
first
want
thought was the
to
guard.
make it
you wanna
easier
guard
for Tanner Horgan to get out of this end.
Yeah, I don't know what we're guarding on this side. Well,
True.
He really doesn't have anything.
He might try to pick it. but I
All
don't
he can
know.
do is come down here with like a board waiter and maybe hit it perfect, and we're still
Even
line
board
one.
weight,
So
he's gonna
what's
have
his
a hard
shot here
time getting
then? What's
no.
his shot?
The 1.
I think
The
this.
one. Do we guard that then?
I think that's how we get shot rock. I think.
Like, right,
yeah.
guys?
I think we do this. He might even throw smoke at it.
Do you think
and
it's
try
there?
and
Do
The
you
kill it.
best,
think it's
he
there?
can, the best he can do right now is either that 1 or come down to a 7 with like board weight.
And just hope that
and
those
we-
ones go
no,
far
we're,
enough.
we're still line 1 after.
I think we're still line 1.
then
I
we have
actually,
to
I
pin
wouldn't
the
be
golf for
surprised if we leave this, if he just blasts it,
Yeah.
kills
I think
the
we're just
1,
helping him if
and
we
says
throw
try and
anything over here,
draw,
guys.
try and beat this
I
draw.
was just gonna say
So the
that.
timeout
I
has
think-
officially
I
come to an end, but
this
lots
because
of
it's the
time
only
still
thing
for
about
both
something.
sides, including Ontario with over 8 minutes of thinking time
My
still.
opinion,
think
my
it's
opinion's
still-
guarding this.
Okay, that's good. That's one. Just check. So it's up to you. I don't like it's. This is a really hard side for him. Like he can get rid of 1. I don't think he can get rid of 2.
They're trying to figure out exactly what options Northern
think
Ontario
that-
has right
yeah,
now. And as far as they can tell, the only option they have is to play on this top redstone,
If you think it is,
bring it back into this
like, he
pile
can hit it
here,
thin, that's the only question. Like because he doesn't have to hit.
and
much
get
of it,
both
I don't
reds
think.
going.
Hit the 7. It's up to you.
They're not sure if it's there, though, so they don't want to waste a shot on
As
guarding
much on this side.
a shot that's not there.
Red thing,
Depends on how much they can see from the hack. They're thinking it's kind of a thin half.
It's your call, Matt.
Let's not burn too much time here, guys.
There might not be a right shot. Let's just call something.
Okay.
Not the one I don't want.
I just feel like you don't think we're giving. I just think we're giving him a run. Right now he doesn't have a run. I don't really like that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I like it. Yeah, because even if you score 1 here, Matt, we're in a good spot, right?
Yep.
Okay. You got it.
2.
So a timeout, some conversation, a lot of chatter between the teams. Steph, is this the right call?
If they think this is the only opportunity that Tanner Horgan has to get rid of a couple of reds and basically prevent
How much does he have from there, Matt?
Ontario's opportunity to get to, then yes, it's absolutely the right call.
Okay, well then let's throw it.
Well, if the red's not there, I still think
Like
the run hurts.
I can see less of it from here than I could.
Okay. What about this yellow?
I still
How much can you
think
see of that yellow?
the run hurts us more by throwing it.
I can see like a third. I think if he throws board, he can make a good one.
But I don't think he can get the frozen one on if he's throwing board.
We got no timeouts in 6 minutes. Let's just throw something.
Yeah, I think we just
Take
throw
a
it.
shot, Matt. Whatever one you like.
Whatever you like, Matt. If we're throwing the guard on this side, we got to throw it real high.
Your call.
Let's make the decision here.
I like the guard.
There might not even be a right shot. Let's just put the broom down and
Let's throw
throw.
it real high then, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, we're a little tight
I
on
like the
time.
guard
Almost
over
even
here,
corner
Jeff.
freeze the top, the yellow guard.
I can see less of that red down there. Than,
Okay. But like, I know you can see less of red. I'm just worried that we're going to give him something. That's all.
Well, they call it thinking
Let's do
time,
this.
and there's been a lot of thinking
Nice and
about
high.
6 minutes now just on this one particular
Matt,
shot.
right here.
In theory, they're still fine for time. I think they're going to be okay, but
I'm just saying.
Yep.
Okay.
That good?
Let's make it.
Yeah.
and Mr. Hall's been pretty sharp this evening.
Yeah.
89% thus far. Horgan at 75%, so Matthew out curling his counterpart. And I believe that would be a plus in the plus-minus that we always talk about.
Speed's pretty good. Okay,
All there. All there, Joe. All there. All there.
So after a lot of conversation,
Tight 3.
here it comes. Matthew Hall with his first here at 9.
Yep. It's grabbing. Yep. Whoa.
Referee's on top one.
Run the top. Hard, guys. Hard, buddy. Hard. Roll it. Yep. No.
That's why I like Matt.
It's actually great.
He's got no run. That's why I was trying to say.
They're happy with that result. He's got no run back. And from the hack, Matt Hall decided that
That's better.
outturn chip that I drew out there probably isn't there. It's just, there's just too little of that red rock exposed.
I'm just going to take a look from the hack. All right, then I'll go back down.
Tanner's going to check it out, see if he can see enough.
Oh, he just touched it. Get by.
No, I think.
Put your broom down.
Yeah, that's still there.
This way.
Like,
Okay, let me go take a look for what it
those
is.
two yellows lined up with each
Yeah, slightly. No, I can see what I need to hit. You can hit a quarter. You gotta hair both of them.
If you
gotta
see
hair
it,
the top one.
if you like it.
I don't know.
It's just what else is there?
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else. Like, I mean, you could guard it and give him 2, but I mean, you can throw soft weight and do that. You guys like that? Soft weight, roll right over here. Make him draw full 4 for his deuce.
You don't like that red on the side?
Game if we miss it.
That's just such low percentage.
Whatever you like.
True. You want to call
How
it
much do we need to
or-
hit? Can we get away with a quarter?
You want to call a timeout?
No,
We have 2.
we're good. Can we hit a quarter?
Well, this is a pretty important
I don't know
shot.
if it's there with the quarter.
Half is like nutting it. And a third is
Northern Ontario
doing that.
yet to call a timeout, but they're also pretty good for time. Just over 9 minutes now.
Okay.
And it looks like they're going to try this shot, Steph. Just hit what they can see, and it's not a lot of that red stone.
He's convinced that he can see what he needs to hit. He's going to have to hair that top yellow. No daylight.
And as hard as this is, he can he score if he makes this? I mean, otherwise he was talking about guarding and giving up the 2, and I guess you come home down 3 with hammer.
He could potentially score if he saves that one in the top 4 foot and does lose the 2 back reds. But either way, Matt Hall should have a draw somewhere into the 4 foot side of the button to score.
He played for the gold medal last year at this event. He needs a big shot here in 9. Final stone. Tanner Horgan, get it by the yellow. Hit the red, get him moving enough. And he kills the 1. But the opportunity there for 2 now for Matthew Hall. A great effort. I just don't think it was even there.
Maybe not even there, no. He barely squeaked by. Hit all that he could see. If he could have thrown it harder, if that's humanly possible, maybe he could have gotten that red one moving a little more, but...
Okay, yep. Let's get it there, boys.
Just need a piece of the button here, boys.
Yeah, let's find the button.
Full 4.
Yep. You got it, bud.
So what an opportunity now for Team Ontario. Matthew Hall up by 1. Final stone in 9 make this. And he's got a 3-point lead coming home in this crucial semifinal here in Victoria.
Looks there. It's curling now.
Wait, it's going to be good,
now.
guys.
Got to curl
there right
backing.
now.
No backing. It's curling now. No backing. Needs to curl. Needs to curl and sit big time. Sit. Sit.
Bump on the red, has to sit down in time. It will slide too far. Wow. So it was looking like a sure 2-ender for Ontario. Turns the other way, just a single. Down by 2 is Northern Ontario here after 9.
The 2017 Canadian Juniors, brought to you by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for 22 years. The 2017 Canadian Juniors, brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. By Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. And by Scotties Sponge Towels Purex and Cashmere, proud to support the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
It's time for the game story, and really a difference of the first 5 and the last 5 thus far. You really felt Northern Ontario, Steph, had the advantage, scoring that 2 and 3, but that 4 stands out in 7 for sure.
Yeah, it really jumps out at you. And Tanner Horgan was forced into playing a huge shot, really had to deliver, and he couldn't convert, and unfortunately got down a couple. Big opportunity for Ontario there to get a 3-point lead coming into the last end, and unfortunately just a bit of a miscue, a little heavy, only gets 1. So we've got ourselves a game here. 2 points is all that Northern Ontario needs to tie it up and send it to an extra.
The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
4.
So Matthew Hall had that opportunity to draw in for 2. A little bit heavy, just the single. So 6-4. Ontario leads. Coming home though here in 10. Tanner Horgan out of Sudbury, throwing the Yellowstones with hammer, down by 2, trying to either win or force extras here in Victoria.
It'll be good. It's good, David.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sorry, guys. Nice shot, Dave. Good start. Yeah.
So nice.
Couple of corner guards to start the end. Not going to be too happy with the placement of that first one. It's a little bit high. Not much can be done with that on ice that curls as much as this does.
Hard. Semi broom, guys.
It's really slowing down.
Yeah. Hard.
Wow. Just a
hard. Hard.
Just a
Keep
one?
him up.
Like,
Keep him
it's
up.
not there. It's not
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Even.
Hard. Hard. A pick or something? Like,
I don't know.
Still like
I feel like this.
Yeah,
this one.
Wow.
The rock felt
I don't know what's going on.
I'm a little fooled by the weight here in the 10th end. I wonder if it's slowing down. Both of those rocks coming up pretty significantly short.
Right up.
Go, Jeff. Go, buddy.
You're good.
All right, 3 guard.
Yep. Line's good. 3, guys. Line's good.
Looking good for 3.
Line's good. Max
be
is
on the
in.
yes.
Max is in. Easy, guys. Whoa, Jake. Needs to curl. Max hard. Really got to curl.
Nicholas
Yep.
Bissonnette
Hard.
needing a good guard here.
Yeah, Max's first one is just picked.
Trying to get to that TSN logo, and pretty good effort there. The high corner, and that one a little bit tighter.
So that one ran a little more true to what they were expecting, so come to the conclusion that Maxim's first one must have just picked. No difference in the ice there in the weight.
So one more time here for Joey Hart. Throwing the high hard one here to Peel.
Clean. Oh, watch the red. Great shot, Joe.
Yeah, same weight. Line's good.
It's a little less.
Weight only, guys. All right, then. Max is in. It's not moving. Max, hard. Yep.
Go weight.
Oh, yep.
Hard.
Yep, hard. All the way, guys. Gotta go. Really hard. Gotta go, hard, gotta guys. Go.
Hard all the way. Come on.
Hard, guys.
You're going to see them keep replacing this guard for a little while, but if they don't get a miss out of Ontario and they continue to successfully peel, then you might see Team Northern Ontario elect to actually use those 2 red rocks in the house as guards, come around back 8, and try and generate a deuce that way. These high guards are not really going to do the job for getting 2 points.
Clean. Yep. Right out. Good. A shot.
Right here.
Thanks.
Top 12? Sorry?
Like top 8,
like
top 12?
Top 8 height.
Height.
So Tanner asking him to come in this time, Steph, I believe, actually come into the rings.
Yeah, he's going to try and utilize that high corner guard. I think he thinks that Team Ontario might just ignore it and peel the really high corner guard, and they'll have an opportunity to put a better guard on it.
Top 8 height.
Weight only.
It's pretty good. Line's good.
Make sure it's in.
Weight only.
Make sure it's there.
Line's
Max
good.
is in if you can.
It's pretty good.
Yep. Hard, guys. Hard. Yep.
Switch sides. Switch
Hard.
sides
Hard all the way.
there.
Line's
Yep.
good.
Keep going.
Okay.
And they'll drag it in, top 12. Just a reminder, Sports Center next. Derek Taylor, Laura Dykin standing by. We'll have all the sports news of the day on Sports Center right after our coverage.
Just through to get it. I like board, Jeff. I don't see any of it.
Peeling gives him 2.
It's a really high guard. I know, but I think I still need hack.
gives him 2. Okay, can we do hack then?
Can I do hack? Yeah, we can throw hack.
Okay, let's go. Throw it smart, Jeff. You got it, buddy.
Yep. Okay, make this good, you guys.
So you can see that yellow rock that they're going after that's in the rings right now is actually over buried on the out-turn side, the opposite side from which he's throwing right now. So he's got to play this so close to the guard in order to make it. And if they get a whiff, then there's a deuce set up and a good opportunity for Team Northern Ontario. So this is a big shot.
And they're on it here for Jeff Wanless.
Shooter, roll it, Dave. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
They'll move the yellow and roll it over.
Come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's say. Jeez.
Sorry, guys. Good throw.
That was like
Bit of a miss there coming in, actually, to this end. Wanless shooting 96%.
I didn't have anything.
All right.
Pretty impressive numbers.
Yeah, I knew it was going to warp a lot, though. Sorry.
I'm just afraid of rolling right behind the guard, and then there's no way to get that red out.
Yeah, that's the risk, but we're not rolling over here.
Sorry?
We're not rolling over here.
If they make the double, then we still have a guard.
What?
Like if we make the double, roll over here, then they make the double, then we still have a guard.
This is way better.
Okay.
Because then you top to sit too buried after they hit that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Control weight.
You agree, Steph?
I do agree because he's ensuring that there's an opportunity for two. He doesn't want to group his Yellowstones together at all.
Obviously, important part of the game here. So Tanner Horgan calls his timeout, and Jerry Horgan will come out.
I mean, the plan B is to just close it with control as well and get the double. What do you think?
I'm thinking that if we don't do something with the rock in the 4-foot, we might never get to it, you know, and then we'll never get that one in the side to count. I know. I'm thinking you still got to move that rock. How about a hit and roll over there? I know we don't want to set up a double. How about a hit?
You can nose it with normal, and keep them separated still.
Can you make the double with nose, or you're gonna have to roll a little bit?
Just a hair, like you can
but
roll an inch.
You want this one to count.
Yeah, I know.
How about if we hit and roll and go for the double all the way?
Double.
Now, even if they made the double, you could still come around this guard up there.
Yeah.
But I think you got to play the end.
We're running out of rocks. Like if this was one shot earlier, it'd be good.
It's a good setup. I think you got to play the end to try to get that yellow. Yellow in the.
Sorry.
No, you got to get that yellow to count.
I know.
I think.
Yeah.
So how about a hit and roll double? It's not the roll so much as just focus on making the double. Who knows? Who knows if you got a hit and roll out, you could come around that guard. If you get a nose hit, you could hit and roll behind the guard. Okay.
Normal.
Yeah.
No, not firm.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Just like a sliver high, nose is close.
Plan B is the shot you called earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
Normal weight.
So double is the #1 priority here.
9 seconds.
Yeah.
Even if they nose Steph, make the double, that's still a pretty tough double for Ontario coming back. Fairly, I mean, it's doable, but that's pretty flat.
Yeah, if they make this really good, it will be a really flat double. And their coach made a good point. Even if they make the double right back, they still have a corner guard that they can use now. And it's just a free draw around there to set up to.
Nick! Hard, Nick!
Bang the red, get them both moving. Got to move that red a little bit farther.
Okay.
And it settles there, back 8. And that was the key, Steph. You said it. You got to make the double, no matter where you roll.
And they should have another opportunity at a double after this.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're going to leave their shooter grouped very closely with that yellow they have in the side 12-foot.
We hit the open one.
Yeah.
But if we
Which
make
leaves another double right back, and their chances at 2 are gone.
Yeah, so just roll it a little bit past out of the red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be
I like
great
it, Matt.
shot. Roll like a rock past the other red.
Yeah, I like that.
That's perfect.
Just north. Wall. Yep.
Down to Skip Stones here in 10. Men's semifinal.
Got to save the shooter on this.
Go, Dave, go!
Big scrub here for Matt Hall the entire way. Yellow goes, a little bit of a roll, and just like that, Ontario lies 2 here in 10 without.
Roll to the perfect spot. I don't even think there is a double now. You've just got to make a play on the back one and try and stay shot rock afterwards. They played this roll so aggressively, and you have to. Made perfectly.
Where are we rolling?
Rolling underneath the red.
Okay.
If he wants to go for the run, he's risking the game here.
Oh, wait. I like this.
All right.
Board weight. Wait.
Big shot here for Tanner Horgan.
Solid board.
His first and 10, down by 2.
Whoa. Close. No. Whoa. Close.
Yep. Whoa,
Yes.
whoa.
Whoa.
Max!
Max. Whoa.
Max!
Needs the perfect roll. On and off the whole way by the red. Roll it behind the red, but got to be shot stone. And they go a little bit too far. So Ontario shot stone.
We'll throw Peel. Yeah, because that's just as good, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got this. You got it. Let's end this now.
Yep.
It's not a bad shot because Team Ontario's got to make sure that they sit 2 after this shot, after all is said and done. And sitting 2 without any double as well.
Yeah. Peel.
If not, just let it overcurl and roll it over, right?
Yep.
Just make it a little straighter at the end.
I know.
But make the yellows go away, and it's game over.
That's fine.
Yeah, no biggie.
Just a hair more, Jeff. Yeah.
Just give it to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So precise.
Matthew Hall, his first time skipping here at the Junior Nationals. Make this double, and he's off to the gold medal game. His final stone here in 10. Needs both yellows to go. Got one, run it back, but he'll jam. And the door open for Northern Ontario. Question is, are they shot stone? Is it the draw for 2?
Well, they seem pretty confident. They didn't even look at it.
I thought he was going to whiff.
Looks pretty close to me, but
it's worth a look, I would
they
think.
didn't waste much time.
No, they just put the broom down for the draw. Here we go. Now we're having a look.
We're shot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Ain't it? Guarantee?
It's got to be a guarantee.
It better.
They got time to come look at it.
Yeah, we got a timeout, too.
I thought for sure it was us.
I know for shot.
I wasn't as convinced at first glance, but they seem pretty confident.
I don't even have a guess.
Good catch.
That's real close.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Same weight.
Well, I mean, let's get all the eyes in here. I mean, like, I'd rather not.
They do have a timeout. They still have over 3 minutes of thinking time left.
I think you hit. You hit, yeah.
I like the hit.
I can't even tell which.
Well, if it's anywhere close, there's
Okay.
no other option other than to make it a play at it.
And he just threw it. Similar sort of weight.
Okay.
Same weight. Same weight.
Tense times here in this Battle of Ontario. We've had some fun here in the broadcast booth. Really a back and forth game. The first 5 ends really felt like Northern Ontario had control. That big 4-ender turned things around for Matthew Hall and his team out of Kitchener. And now this young man who made it all the way to the final last year, a chance to force an extra final stone. Tanner Horgan.
Yep.
A little less.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Needs to move the red, stick around, force an extra. Has to avoid the jam. On and off most of the time. Bump it. Shooter has to stick around in time, and it will. We got an extra end here in Victoria. What a men's semifinal. We're all tied up, and one more to come when we return. Welcome back to semifinal Saturday, an extra end as we look at Team Ontario skip Matthew Hall back to the 10th end. Obviously a very confident young man, and he wanted to try end it right here, Steph.
Yeah, if he makes this double, it's lights out, and he's booked himself a ticket to the final. He could potentially split the house, but the problem is if he misses that draw, he leaves a shot for Northern Ontario to get 3 and win. So this shot is a potential chance to put it away, and even the miss guarantees him an extra end.
And we weren't sure who was shot stone, and we'll never know because it did force Tanner Horgan to play the quiet tap to pick up his 2, and the shooter stuck around, and there you go. 2 and 10 means we're all tied up at 6. Extra end, Team Ontario with Hammer here coming home throwing the red stones, and you see Northern Ontario throwing up the center guard, courtesy Maxime Blais, and lead stones from Team Ontario from David Hart.
It's good. Just through. Yep, great. Yep. Whoa, little light. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just through. Just through. Whoa. Close. Stay close to her. Real close.
Get.
Whoa. Get.
Trying the tick shot.
Jeff. Attaboy, Davey. Great shot.
Lovely touch to get it off the center line, and the shooter spills in as well. Great shot from David Hart.
Same thing.
No sign of nerves from these boys today. That's a huge shot to make under pressure at a big moment.
Somewhere Lisa Weagles tipping her hat, I'm sure. Job well done.
3 guys.
Oh.
Right here.
Felt like a little more.
Line's good. Easy. This girl a little.
It's 2-3.
Yep, hard. Yep, Nick. Yep. Hard. Hard all the way.
Hard, Nick.
Hard.
Come on, Nick.
Hard. Okay.
Nice shot.
Can't really fault Maxime Blais. 2 pretty good ones in there. That tick shot, boy, can sure change an end, especially with this much on the line here in a semifinal.
Both leads are really doing their jobs this end.
Weight's the same.
Whoa.
Hairhead here.
Whoa. Jeff.
This one's got to curl up.
Hard, Jeff. Hard, Jeff.
Got to drag it to the center line to get a piece. Touch it over.
Attaboy, Dave.
2 pistols. You can just hear from the voice there, the skipper and his teammates. Big shots there from David Hart.
Well, it's too bad Dad couldn't see that one. Might be in the air already. He'd be very proud.
He's probably on his Bell smartphone watching, if I had to guess.
Needs to be a 3, guys. Line's good.
1.
Get to a 3. Hard. Okay, whoa. Just leave it high.
Good shot.
Shot.
It's going to be a game of center guards and peels for a little while here, but a couple of catchers over there in those 2 yellow rocks that weren't ticked all the way out of play, of course.
Go on the roll. Good.
And it can be used to hide behind later in the end.
Nicholas Bissonnette, no surprise here, asked to throw another guard.
2. Right here. It's nice. It's my broom, guys. Easy. Should be there. This one looks like a spinner.
Yeah. Easy, line's good.
Oh,
It's heavy.
Extra.
It's like in the house, eh?
Should be there.
Just let it grind a bit.
Yep.
Get a shot, Nick.
Nice shot, Nick.
It's good.
Yep. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Floating. Clean. Whoa. Good.
Hey, Jake.
He's going to want this guard just a little higher than the last one so that there is a potential jam on some of those catchers on either side of the rings, no matter which turn Ontario elects to take for the peel.
Good two. Easy.
And just a reminder, once again, Sports Center coming your way after this semifinal.
Max. Line's good. Hard, guys. Yep.
Eric and Laura standing by.
Hard. Hard all the way, guys. Shot.
All right.
Good shot.
It's in a better place. It's not great for. It's not a great guard if you want to draw around it, but they know that Team Ontario is just going to peel this anyway, so they're kind of just setting up potential jams right now. That one's in a good spot.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go. Yep.
Jeff Wanless now his turn to
Hard go.
remove the guard. He'll jam it on the yellow again.
You could see Tanner was there waiting for that jam. Hoping to get a little spin into the rings or even just bring it in a little closer to the center line so that later on when he potentially draws around this thing.
And if you're Matthew Hall, obviously already in the back of your mind, you're already thinking about your draw weight and likely have to put something in the rings, probably near the forefoot. And by the way, Matthew Hall, 94% on 13 hits tonight,
Really hard.
61% on 7 draws.
Hard, guys. Hard all the way.
Yep, get it over.
Come on, guys.
Got to make sure this is in play. Big scrub just to get it over the line, and they do barely. That's the high guard.
Those are hard to make.
That's almost like a 0.5 on the Furby system there.
Okay. Put two in the Yeah. You never know. Yeah.
And once again, Ontario wasting little time.
Back it up, buddy. Go. Hard. Go, Joe. Hard. Go, Joe. Hard. Watch the yellow.
Attaboy.
A little bit better situation now by the TSN with that corner guard. Really not much of a corner anymore.
Nice call, Matty.
And his job is done. Down to Skip Stones here in 11.
I guess this is it, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Okay, timeout. He's not missing the peel.
So Northern Ontario using their timeout. Each team gets one timeout and an extra end.
So what's the plan?
Come around. Hopefully we can make him play against 2. That's all we have.
Make him play against 2?
Oh, okay. We come around and then he throws us somewhere in the rings and we hit him.
Oh,
Or-
okay. He'll probably smash.
Well, yeah, then it's the same thing, yeah. If he doesn't make the run back, then... I mean, he might make the run back and roll to the center, so he can't afford it, eh?
You don't want to put up the center one more time, eh?
He's not missing it.
Yeah.
He's not missing the peel.
So
He'll throw a big weight all day. I want him to throw something a little trickier.
So you got to be shot then, even if it's partially open.
Yeah.
And then you play the same shot again, I guess, if he picks it, or...
Yeah. And then he's going to draw then. Yeah. He lined the yellows up perfectly, eh?
I mean, if he's just hitting against 2, there's not much chance either. But
Well, better than him throwing peel at an open rock.
Yeah. you just figure there's no way he's going to miss that angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
This gives me 2 chances at it too. If I don't make it now, I can make it on my second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then if I throw the peel and then he makes it, then I only have 1 try at this.
If you're open and he hits and stays, then you're going to have to play his rock.
Well, then I freeze to it, at least.
Yep. Okay then.
I don't know. Yeah, we gotta make it good enough so we can't stay. Same ice.
Same? Edge button?
Yeah. Actually, half the button.
He said, I don't know, at the end of that whole conversation, but he did seem very confident in the reason he's making this call. And the whole idea is that he's respecting Team Ontario's ability to peel, and the center guard is just going to waste another opportunity, another rock that he could potentially use to score. So Tanner's going to go around these 2 reds, try and get shot rock.
Okay, it should be good. Okay.
And he's expecting that Team Ontario is going to just put one in the rings somewhere open, force him to make a play on it. And as long as he sticks his shooter, then Team Ontario is hitting against 2, and the rollout loses him the game.
T-line.
Back T.
Lots of line.
Sit heavy. Back 8.
Tanner Horgan, his first here at 11.
Right out if you can, Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that will slide too far.
Not touching there. Let's try.
You guys like one of these just in case?
I think we call it now.
Yeah. Okay. Where's our coach?
So Ontario now takes the timeout. They're coachless, apparently.
What are you guys thinking?
Richie Hart's on an airplane.
Well,
I'm sure where Ray Bushfield is.
You're on your own, kids.
Like, this is perfect. If we're deep, he freezes. If we're light, he comes around.
It's totally up to you guys. I mean, we throw it away. He's probably doing the
Do
same
we
thing,
ever just
right?
put one here?
He's freezing then too, man.
I think no matter what we do, we're helping him.
Over
I
here?
honestly, like, yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking.
Like we go here, he draws. We go here, he does the tap.
Unless you're perfect.
Do we pull a Kmart?
Like, honestly, I'm thinking about it, guys.
Well, I mean,
the best he can do is get us to draw 8
Yeah, exactly. That's the best you can do.
The best he can do is get us to draw 8 foot. Right now.
Full 12.
Like, this was my thought.
I think it's just
you know, just
in case, like,
if he ever makes it perfect, like that's his shot too.
Men's room.
Like, I was gonna say if you wanted to practice, I was gonna say you could
here
split the
comes
rings and
Ray.
just go like wide, and then
Make it for the last 20 seconds or so this time out.
We're just saying, like, anywhere
Like, if
we
we're
go,
here,
he's
it's
probably
perfect. If we're deep, he freezes. If we're light, he comes around. And
Joey's just like thinking about, you know, do we even bother throwing? Because like we give him something, right?
Right now, the
doing the
best he can get us to do is to draw this.
He's doing the exact same thing. He's doing.
Here's where I want you to draw it. Back line.
As much as I want you to
But just back
practice
line.
draw,
Don't
Matt,
I think that's all.
Let's
we
get a
got.
little bit of draw
it's just
weight.
gonna hurt us.
Okay. Huh?
As much
think-
as
I
I
think
want to
we
get a
buzz it.
practice
Let's just
drawing,
back line.
like we're playing with fire.
Okay.
Back line.
Hack. Hack.
Throwing the intern.
Even I could make that shot, Steph. The hack weight draw.
How much do you throw?
I make those all the
I
time.
could make that no problem. Could do that left-handed.
It's interesting they're thinking behind that, though, even in a throw-through. The plan is to throw this through the house.
I don't mind.
But they don't want to just heave it down there, because if he's got to make a draw on his last one, which he will, he wants to have some feel for draw weight.
And the bonus is that little rock there that's fighting, because then he can obviously lose the shooter, win the game with that single.
Doesn't really much matter. All right, bud. You got it.
make sure it's through.
What do you think we're doing?
Make sure it's through.
Stay down, no, stay down.
All you boys, right through.
Go through, Dave.
Hey, it's curling hard, guys. Make sure you're out.
Still sweeping it.
All you.
A
You're good.
little bit of panic here, making sure that it goes through. They don't want to leave him something to freeze on.
I was going to say, do you remember a game of this magnitude with a shot like this? Just make sure we're through, boys. Keep your head down. Let's get her through.
The cold throw through.
It's been an interesting game, especially the last few ends here.
That was a nice one. I like that one. Everyone's like, what the?
Not good for the stats there,
it's
Matt.
secretly pulling a Kmart, but you just don't let them know.
Okay, so are they gonna have?
About 8-10 feet less. Yeah. Should be good ice if we can sweep it.
Yep.
All right.
Tee line again?
Yep. You're on the tee.
Tanner's had the benefit of one practice rock down this path, trying to make the same shot and make it better this time. Just needs to be shot partly buried and force Matt into a draw.
It's better.
Mine's good.
We have all sorts of gadgets and stop clocks and curling. I'd love to see a heart rate monitor on these young men and women when it comes to these shots like this.
Hard, guys. Yep. Jake! Jake!
This is where the mental coaching comes in for sure.
All the way, Jake! Hard! 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 Hard!
Trying to wrap it around. Don't want to show him too much.
Hard all the way! Hard, keep going.
A few scrubs there. It is shot stone. And no hesitation. Broom goes down for the pick. Make that stone go away. And Team Ontario is off to the gold medal game tomorrow.
I think if this stone had buried just another inch or two, you'd see him stay away from it for sure. He wouldn't want to flirt with it at all. But it's mostly exposed. It's about 7/8 open from my vantage point.
What are we throwing here?
And you just got to make it go away, like you said, and not save a shooter even.
All right, Matt. You know what to do. You got it, buddy. Throw it good.
And Tanner Horgan can't even look.
Nice
Matthew Hall, his first time skipping here at Nationals, 94% on his hits in this semi-final game. 10 ends wasn't enough. Final stone here in an extra.
Well, yep. Yes!
Make that stone go away, and he's off to the gold medal game.
Clean! Come on!
Clean it is. Away it goes. Team Ontario off to the gold medal game Sunday. Matthew Hall and company will play for a national championship.
Yeah, baby. Come on. Yeah. Let's go.
A little bit of panic initially, but once they got to the hog line, they knew that they made contact, and that's all they needed.
There's your celebration. Matthew Hall pretty excited, and why not? There'll be two Ontario teams battling for gold tomorrow.
Where's Mom?
On the men's and women's side. And a tough day for Tanner Horgan. He will not get back to the final in back-to-back years. Here is your men's playoff bracket now. It's all set. Your championship game. It'll be Tardy versus Hall for gold. Sunday, 4:30 p.m. at Eastern Time on TSN. A lot of excitement, family, friends, and hugs all around. A lot of emotion. And still more to come. Gold up for grabs. We begin with the women. That's tomorrow. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Look at Ontario. What a record. Haley Armstrong, 10-0 against Kristen Streifel, representing Alberta for the very first time. We saw her with Saskatchewan, now representing Alberta in the final. And there it is, Matthew Hall versus Tyler Tardy. That's later on that afternoon, tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on TSN 1 and 3. Tardy, that great record, earning a bye directly to the final. And Matthew Hall, in his first ever skipping appearance at the Junior Nationals, a chance to bring home the gold. It's been fun. Semifinal Saturday. Gold medal up for grabs tomorrow in Victoria. Thanks for watching us here at Canada Sports Leader Sports Center. Coming up next on TSN.